AllBall TV.
They scared, but I'm not.
They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.
Nigga skipping steps. Skipping steps.
It's good, Flea. See what I mean? Come on now, look, man.
All right. All right.
The next Phil Jackson.
When I show up, I know how to show
2.0.
up. Right?
Parali 2.0.
Yeah. I mean, that's what you coined him.
I didn't even coin him that. I just took it from a headline.
I mean, if you say so.
I'm trying to figure what he doing better than Darvin Ham.
I mean, what? They lost 3 in a row. So I guess everybody's up and over.
I mean, for me, it's not the 3 in a row though. I'm just saying the blatant disrespect. The coach. Come on, I'm sorry. Let's get the show started. We'll get to that later.
Jason Fuentes, people in the building, the members, what's going on, man? We got some things to get into later. It's Friday night, the day after Christmas. Hope you all had your gifts. I got my socks. They were beautiful. They were.
I got the greatest gift ever. Knicks won, Lakers lost. LeBron played like shit. Bronny James is still in the league.
The jokes write themselves. Come on, baby Bubba.
We're gonna have to revisit one day. And I made an argument this a while ago. People was telling me LeBron's sons was better than Michael Jordan's sons in basketball. People may have to circle the block and revisit that one day, Flea.
Michael Jordan's sons do cocaine.
Okay. Still was better than Bronny and Bryson high school and college. Y'all see Bryson college?
Wait,
what's his son's name? What's his son's name?
Who? Marcus?
Fuck out of here. Yo, listen.
So again, you can do all that all you want. Look at his son's high school highlights and college highlights, and then look at the other ones.
Listen.
Poking all. Allegedly. What's me with that? It's allegedly fix everything. Allegedly.
Should fix everything.
Ain't gonna take my negative $4 in my account. Fuck out of here.
I can't believe he circled to try to get us to argue about Marcus Jordan and Bronny. I want nothing to do with this conversation. Marcus Jordan is in at least he's out of the limelight. He did the right thing, y'all. He got the fuck up out of the way.
Stay away.
Look at the basketball, red high school and college. Look at the other young man.
He was
just saying.
He was cool. He was
okay.
He was too. He wasn't really like that either.
It ain't about being like that. I'm just saying, is the other ones like that?
That's what you try to get at.
Jason Fuentes
beautiful, the lovely, the extravagant, the sexy. Darlene Bryan is in the building. Darlene, I will never let them dim our light and interrupt when you are in the building. Darlene Bryan, beautiful, the lovely, the extravagant, the sexy. Tori B is in the building. What up, Tori B?
Darlene B, what up?
A moment.
Tori B is in the building. What up, girl?
And I've been on my Just Dance business.
Y'all straight? Y'all checked out the room already? Y'all good?
My leg work is good.
They can clean shit
up.
They can clean it up.
There's only one Lawrence Taylor, AllBall. That's all I got for you. Marcus Jordan, he chose the wrong path in life. Bronny James.
No, he do it.
Chose the wrong path.
Marcus Jordan doing totally fine. I don't know what y'all talking about. I'm just talking basketball, man. Get the show started, brother. Come on, man. Well,
this guy hates LeBron so much. He's gonna go with the why you say that? The black child son.
That's how much he hates the guy. It's insane.
So can I ask y'all?
I just step back and relax and watch now.
No. We're not gonna do that.
As he finds different avenues to just like sweet chin music, this nigga LeBron at any given.
Just ask y'all one question, then we'll let Fabian get the show started. Y'all ever heard the youngest son was going to be better or is better than the oldest son? Say yes or no. Have you ever heard that?
Have you ever heard that Bryce is going to be better than Bronny? I've heard people say that. Yeah.
That's all. But thank you, please. That's all I'm asking.
Yeah, I've heard people say that.
Tori, that was not me. AllBall does not want to participate in Flea's greeting to you. That's what's taking place.
Jealous.
In other words, Big Baby Sports.
Big Baby Sports. What up?
You stay tuned. You stay tuned. Because
baby,
y'all ain't escaping our wrath. We gonna have some fun, baby Bubba. You kidding me? Because it all started with that Christmas gift, as AllBall said. With them damn Knicks.
Knicks Rehab.
Knicks Rehab, y'all.
In the building, in the mix. Big Knicks with the comeback win yesterday. Magical Christmas game. Are you kidding me? The live play-by-play by AllBall. They lead themselves. It was tremendous. Tremendous comeback. 17 in the fourth quarter. Lopsided game, the whole entire game. Let's get to it. Here's a little box score action for you. Real quick through the Cavs. 34 points with Donovan. Darius Garland, up and down game for Garland.
Wait, hold on. You sound a little muffled.
Yeah, it's going in and out. Like me.
He's very serious about the audio, so I want to make sure he knows how things are sounding, y'all.
1 2 1 2 1 2.
Yeah, there you go.
We back in the mix.
Yeah.
Knicks box score from yesterday. Tremendous comeback victory on Christmas Day. Miracle Christmas Day. Another one of them classic Christmas games. Let's get to the box score real quick. 34 points for Donovan Mitchell. He played amazingly. 7 rebounds, 6 assists for him. Only 1 turnover. That was what was really astonishing to me. Darius Garland had a decent game. Jarrett Allen, he was okay. Then you had what's the kid? Evan Mobley was working his way back from missing 5 games. They thought he would miss a month. He came off the bench and scored 14. He had a couple of spurts out there. He looked pretty decent. Everybody else was kind of like, oh no, the Tyson kid got on my nerves. 16 points. He had all of them in the third quarter. He had 3 after 3. He was only 2 or 4 from 3. That shit looked like it was like 5 3-pointers. Doesn't matter. Big Knicks in a mix. Come on, man. 25 points for Jordan Clarkson, big time off the bench, going crazy. 11 points for Karl Anthony Towns, 14 rebounds in total, 15 points for Josh Hart. Decent game. OG Anunoby, he was in and out. He looked like he was disappearing, actually. Mikal Bridges, really good game.
No. How much OG had? Don't gloss over your guy like that. How much he had?
I thought he had 8 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. Disappearing act. It was nasty. In 33 minutes of action. And then Mikal Bridges, even though he only had 12 points, nah, man. Defensively, what he did to Garland was insane. 12 in the second quarter, he shut him down. It was bad. I don't know why they left Darius Garland out there. Great game. Again, the box score does not tell you the story for Mikal Bridges this year. 2 games, he was kind of disappearing, but this last game, he showed improved. 34 points for Jalen Brunson, minus 17 from the field. It didn't feel like 34 points, in my opinion. That fourth quarter really brought them back. The closer, clutch player of the year last year, showing through. And, of course, no points, but 13 rebounds for Big Mitch. The conspiracy is alive. Another missed free throw when it mattered most because he ain't getting no damn touches. But guess what? He was still out there with 8 offensive rebounds and 13 rebounds in total. 8 offensive rebounds? Are you kidding me? That is bananas. And the game charts, you see it there. Cleveland control most of the game. Most of this game. You see the wine color, that red wine. What? But here's where it matters most. That little building. It looks like a little corner bodega out there with skyscrapers. And the Knicks came back. You kidding me? Great comeback win. 126-124. You see it there. 45-43. The Cleveland Cavaliers out-rebounded us, even though we had Big Mitch out there. 30-28. Cleveland got the assist edge. 9-7, we got the steals edge. 4-0 in blocks, we got the blocks edge. 13 turnovers to the Cavaliers 14. Don't let me forget, in the second quarter, there was 8 turnovers by the Cleveland Cavaliers when the Knicks originally stormed back in this game. 52% from the field, the Cavaliers shot to the 46% that the Knicks shot. 44% from three, the Cavaliers shot to 47% from three that the Knicks shot. And the free throws, 82% for the Cavs, 77% for the Knicks. So nothing crazy there. But points in the paint, Cleveland was going crazy, 56-40. They got the edge on that. Second chance points, 10-14. The Knicks got the edge on that. And fast break points, 18-19. The Knicks slightly edge out the Cavaliers. Don't think that's where the game was won. It had to be where them late game victories was at AllBall. Here we go. Second game, or the second day, as we recover from getting drunk off this damn victory. Amazing. Can't say so myself. I'm trying not to blow out the damn microphone because I'm going crazy in here. I ain't pausing nothing, Flea. I'm 43. I really can't yell because every time I yell, the microphone goes out.
Goes crazy. Okay.
I hate it. AllBall.
Blowing out the microphone is crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy. I'm sorry. I tried to be cool.
You don't have to say pause, but just me and Flea can have our moment. Blowing the microphone is crazy. But go ahead, though. I'm sorry.
I love glizzies. I blow off microphones.
It's down the rabbit hole. Listen, TMI. That's an old saying. TMI. Nigga said pineapples. Mistletoe. You ever see 4 Christmases? Listen, when she get crazy, we gotta have a safe word, man.
Listen, man. Wasn't nothing safe out there in that fourth quarter yesterday. We came back. There was a lot going on. AllBall, this is your thing. You were going crazy. We saw you in real time go from I wish I was never there to damn it, I would have given my life to be there yesterday.
That was amazing.
How did it feel? How does it feel the second day thinking on the game and where we are as a Knicks team and just reacting to everything?
Real quick, could have been there. I couldn't get an extra ticket to take my son, so I was a good father. Now I regret being a good father. I wish I was a bad father yesterday. I wish I was a bad father yesterday. Facts. But you know what? Dare I say, Brunson is on pace to get Clutch Player of the Year again this year. I don't see who else is more clutch, especially in the fourth quarter. Yesterday, listen, man, I don't know what more people need to see. I don't know what else Knicks Rehab. I don't know what more we have to say. We come up here night in and night out and let y'all know. And we prove it every night. We have a superstar. Last year, everybody used to laugh at us. Well, laugh at me in general. I've been on the Brunson is a superstar bandwagon for a couple seasons now. And it just seems like people are they still don't get it.
They still don't get it. What don't they get, Flea?
Lost OG for a minute.
What you don't think they get? That Brunson's a superstar? Yeah, I think a lot of people talking about him being a superstar now.
I mean, he's coming into a superstar level kind of player, man. These type of performances, right? A superstar level performances. These are not, especially on this type of stage, right? We're going Christmas. It's kind of like I was saying yesterday. It's really the start of when people really start watching basketball, right? When people start kind of shifting away from the NFL and start trying to lock in on the NBA. And the Christmas games and when people, really, really show out. I know I'm not taking it off with Brunson. I know y'all saw what Joker did last night. I know y'all saw what he did last night, right? And so this Christmas stage is really where, teams try to set the tone. And I thought, the way we came back in that third and in that fourth quarter was really a tone setter in who the Knicks really are. Like, we have so many different ways we could win ball games. And so he's really coming into a superstar level player. And I think that's what OG was going to say. Go ahead, OG.
Yeah, my fault. I don't know what the hell happened. Yesterday was just another moment Just another historic moment for the Knicks and Jalen Brunson. I don't know what else people need to see. Understand, what Joker is doing. Great game last night. Numbers out of this world. We know what SGA's been doing for the last couple of seasons. But it just seems like with Brunson, he gets caught up in that, Luka and Ant-Man and Giannis. And it's just like, I've been saying it for a couple seasons. What are they doing that he's not doing? Jalen Brunson is the real deal. And yesterday it was just a terrific game. That's what you want to see on Christmas. That's what you want to see just in basketball in general. This game's going down to the wire. But me and Flea, great job helping your brother out yesterday. Just phenomenal what, me and you did yesterday. Fabian in the background, just, doing what he do. Shout out to the chat. But me and Flea were just alluding to yesterday, just breaking down the game. And, as happy as I am from that win last night, we still have some things we have to fix. Those third quarters coming out sluggish. And how many games can we keep going down between 10 to 20 points every fourth quarter and expecting, Captain Clutch to bail us out every time? But yesterday was just when we clicking on all cylinders, we are very difficult to beat. But I said it in the live yesterday, and everybody was ignoring me. Flea, how many times did I say, even before you came on, I'm like, yo, watch me win this game without Karl Anthony Towns. I kept saying it. So for me, yesterday, it just proves to everybody, especially the basketball world, that we have a superstar. And we all know in today's game, you're not winning a championship or contending for a championship without a superstar. But yesterday was a hell of a game. I just love how Mike Brown trusted on the bench with Kolek and Clarkson. Mike Brown, once again, he's gaining our trust and respect every game. Every game. And for some reason, stuff like this was happening last season with Tibbs, where we'd get down big and we'd come back. But for some reason, this season, it just seems with a little more flair, a little more pizzazz. And listen, we got to credit Mike Brown, because if we lose, we're going to give him a lot of smoke. So I think yesterday, the way Mike Brown coached, once again, not throwing in the towel, being down 17 in the fourth quarter, he could have easily said, you know what? It's Christmas, guys is hungover. Christmas Eve, they probably had how much eggnog and gift wrapping and just hanging with the family. It's all good. No, we didn't give up, continue to fight. And Mike Brown, listen, he was not afraid to coach. And I've been saying this. For us to win, whoever is our head coach, you can't be afraid to coach. And what I mean by that is go with what's going, go with what's working, and win the ball game. Don't be afraid that if your superstars or your stars or your favorite players isn't playing well and other guys are playing well, allow that to play out. So I just love that what he's done with that. And just real quick, Kolek. Listen, man, that young man yesterday, listen, we've been saying it. Once Mike Brown figure out that backcourt in certain situations and against certain teams, because of course, certain matchups is not going to work. But once Mike Brown understand when it's going to work, listen, man, Psycho Tycho. I can't. That young man is a dog. Yes, that young man is a dog. And yesterday, he wanted to be out there. He wanted to take the big shots. He wanted to be the leader, even though we got our guy. So I just love that. And just before I let Flea cook, Mitchell Robinson, Big Mitch. Me and Flea called it in real time. Mitch, you ain't having important nothing so far. And within 2 seconds, 2-3 offensive rebounds. 4. So I just feel like, I always said in the beginning of the season, the only team that's standing in our way is us. We can stay healthy, and if guys can play up to their potential, and we allow Brunson to be Brunson, because to me, that's the caveat. That's it right there. You have to allow Brunson to be Brunson. As long as he can be Brunson and everybody else follows suit, how they did yesterday, I like Tyler Kolek, I like Jordan Clarkson. Listen, I think, Iman Shumpert hit it on the head. We are probably the only threat in the East, the Oklahoma City Thunder. Can't get to the finals because they looking shaky-dakey. Just a great Christmas game, a great national televised game, and it it shows and proves why we have the most Christmas games in NBA history because of games like today. It's exciting to watch, it's fun to watch, but a big win against a Cleveland team that no matter how people feel about them, they have two All-Stars in Garland and Donovan Mitchell. They have Defensive Player of the Year. So and they have some guys, they have some shooters, and they're a solid team, even though, yeah, they dirt, but still, people still consider them one of the better teams in the East. So for us to get that win to protect home, I love it, man. I love it. Big shout out to the Knicks, man. Just exciting, fun game to watch.
Flea, what you thinking? I think we could table the Brunson showing up and Cat not showing up, and that conversation. Everyone's had a lot going back and forth with that. But what's your thoughts on, now that you have some time to reflect on the game? We know what you do. You in there like a scientist, kind of a frog.
Yeah.
What's going on with the Knicks?
I watched it again today. I rewatched it. Found a way to rewatch it. Yeah, of course. No, first of all, I need to do this. Yesterday was a lot of fun. I got a chance to watch the game and call it with my brother, my OG. That shit was a lot of fun. I didn't get a chance to even call you yesterday and tell you thank you for allowing me to, do that with you. That was a lot of fun, OG. We got to do that more often. The people loved it, and it was dope. So before I get into anything else, I wanted to say that to you, man. That shit was really dope.
It's just appreciate it. Yes, it definitely was.
Yeah,
touche, my brother. Touche. Yes.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun.
Yes.
That shit was dope. Secondly, I was just telling my man this last night because I was talking about the game last night, and I said I went through every range of emotion you can go through while watching a Knicks basketball game on live stream with the people. Every range of emotion, from joy to disappointment to confusion to pissed off to excited to nervous, to every range of emotion yesterday was on full display, because although, it was a great game, the Knicks took us through a roller coaster yesterday with how they won that basketball game. But at the end of the day, they won. And that's the big part. That's the big part, is that we are finding different ways to win basketball games with different guys getting different contributions from different guys. And it's dope to see. It's really dope to see. When somebody struggles, another guy lifts him up. When another guy struggles, you could count on somebody else having a huge game. For me, that's the definition of really being a championship type team, right? And then when it all comes together and everybody is clicking, you ain't gonna be able to do nothing with us. The OG struggle yesterday, yes, I was very in tune to him. Not being able to take shots. Then he lost confidence. Then he kind of stopped shooting, right? Josh Hart got hurt, right? Like Bridges, I thought Fabian thought Bridges was good last night. I thought it felt like one of those games last year where I was trying to kind of look for him and kind of feel where he was at, for the duration of the game. Obviously, he was a part of that fourth quarter comeback in terms of the defense and things like that. So, our main guys weren't the greatest, right? But everybody else picks it up when it matters, right? We're so hard on Cat. Cat had a big rebound and a basket at the end of the game. We were just watching it. That putback was huge. You need those when you're trying to win games like that. Brunson was huge down the stretch. Obviously, Kolek is the guy that ignites this whole thing, right? When he's taking shots, hitting shots, being confident. And we're going to get into the whole Mike Brown thing. But now that I know what Mike Brown said to him, for him to come out, right, and really be playing like that, that's big stuff from that dude. Like OG said, we was talking about it in real time, how we didn't feel Mitchell Robinson out there the entire night. I didn't feel like he was affecting the game on any end of the floor. It was a super highway to the rim for the Cavs, right? He's owned Jared Allen and Evan Mobley for the last 4 years, y'all. Just go take a peek at it. Mitchell Robinson has owned them two guys. They don't want nothing to do with Mitchell Robinson. They can't keep him off the backboard. When he starts to get into his groove and get into just cleaning and wiping the backboard, like I say, they can't keep him off it. It's a shame almost. Somebody need to talk to them two brothers. Like, they might be having nightmares about Mitchell Rob. They can't do nothing with him, and he don't even score on them. It's the fact that he just rebound. He takes every rebound away from them. And when we needed it the most, he started rebounding the basketball. I cannot gloss over Jordan Clarkson. 25 points off the bench. The way he shot the basketball, 50% from three, right? The big shots that he was hitting, right? He just kept going. He didn't lose confidence any part of the game, whether he was taking a bad shot or not, whether he was turning it over or not. It just felt like he was in the groove of the game. And then obviously Brunson, our closer, when we needed it the most, when he wasn't shooting it well, when I thought he was struggling, when I didn't think, he was going to have it at the end of the game, he comes through in a big way. Continues to make me a believer that he's on his way to being a superstar. I know you guys haven't coined this one. I think he's right there now. Like, you win a championship, you would continue to make deep playoff runs with the Knicks. How can I not call you a superstar? This is superstar level play, right? Going to get a bucket when it matters the most. Not having it, tired, whatever you want to call it. When we needed to rely on him the most, he knocked that shit down. And great job from Mike Brown. Great job. Great coaching job from Mike Brown. Knowing to stay with certain guys, knowing how to balance this lineup. The substitutions have been excellent for the entire season, right? We could pick and choose games where we're like, that wasn't good. But in terms of consistency of the rotations and the lineups and figuring things out, very, very impressed with Mike Brown. Staying with Tyler Kolek, infusing confidence in, knowing that we're going to need that extra ball handle like OG keeps alluding to. We're going to need it. We're going to need it down the stretch. We're going to need it in playoff games. When they start blitzing Brunson and trying to get it out of his hand and make everybody else make a play. Kolek, go make a fucking play, baby. He's doing that now. Now he'll be able to do that in April, May, June. So I'm very excited for him. And another Knicks win. Tack it up on the W board. We 3 games behind Detroit, which means we right there. Boston's been playing well. They on a 3-game win streak. Toronto's been playing well. Like, so the top of the East is a little bunched up right now, but I think we right where we need to be.
Definitely are 3 games behind, like you said, behind the Detroit Pistons, the New York Knicks, all in the Eastern Conference. We're 8-2 in our last 10, as well as the Pistons are. With the Pistons got 3 in a row. They're 24-6. They're just playing really great this year, just taking the leap. The Celtics are right behind us, Toronto right behind them, the Sixers right behind them, and the Magic are in 6th place to round out the playoff teams, official playoff teams. Cleveland, they moved back to the play-in spot, which is a 7th seed. I mean, they spiraling. I know they just got Evan Mobley back, but it still shows you where they are and where they've been. I don't think their ceiling is messing with us anyway. It was surprising to be down by 17. But I think the whole game turned around officially when Josh Hart twisted his ankle and Tyler Kolek was put in the game. And as much as you can chalk it up to saying that's lucky because he wouldn't have put in Tyler Kolek if Josh Hart didn't go down. Yeah. But Tyler Kolek wouldn't have been ready for that moment had he not been playing this whole season the way that he had been. The way that he played in Minnesota, where it was like, yo, damn, your legs are short. Damn. Yo, you reminded me. Yo, when Mike Brown told Tyler Kolek, if you going to shoot that shit, you better make it.
You shooting 3 for 10, motherfucker.
Nah.
You shooting 3 for 10. Get the fuck out of here, yo. This sound is great.
He's got to be over the top with his toughness, and I'll say this: when we were in Minnesota at halftime, he was 3 for 10 from the floor, and I went at him in front of the whole group. And I can't say everything that I said, but in a nutshell, I said, you've taken 10 shots, the second most on this team, and you only made 3. And 3 or 4 of those shots were air balls. If you're going to take that many shots, you got to make some. So he goes 6 for 12 after, in the second half. He's got 11 rebounds for the game and 8 assists. I was hot, and he walks by me and he looks me in my eye and he goes, I made shots. And he walked off. It made me smile inside, but I was like, you little but that's the type of toughness, cockiness, however you want to call it, nastiness that he's got to show, not just to me. I want him to show. I need to feel him like that. But everybody else does on every single play. Thank you.
Come on, fam. Be cocky. I feel you like that, but fuck all that. Like, they got to feel you like that. And that's what we've been talking about everybody on this team when they don't show up. And for Tyler Kolek to be ready in that moment, this is a process. Like, we're in real time. We get to see this, Wolf of Wall Street character really get on that court and go bananas. That I was really emotional. That third three, the last celebration, 109, 103, got us down by 6. I'm like, oh shit! Like, the kid is really. If we earned this spot, he really hit that with confidence, man. Cocky. I loved it. Like you said, cocky. Like, that's when you know that you've arrived in a way, just to be in the garden. And you can see him smiling at a certain point. Like, yeah, I'm like, oh shit, my man is really feeling it. So just see him really progress in real time in a big time game. It's Christmas, it's showtime. That's part of the reason why Mike Brown benched everybody against Minnesota. He wanted to make sure, listen, let's get rested for Christmas. We ain't gonna have no excuses. We already did the NBA Cup. We show up for the big games. That's what we do over here now. Mike Brown has been there before. He's been at Golden State for a while with LeBron. He's been at these things. He knows how to get Jalen Brunson MVP votes. He knows how to get OG Anunoby more Defensive Player of the Year votes. He knows how to get this guy 6 Man of the Year votes. Whoever's gonna get it. And Tyler Kolek is on his way to become a 6 man. That's what the fuck he's looking like, man. That's what he's looking like. Deuce McBride comes back. This is a problem, not a bad problem, a good problem, I should say. This is amazing. So and this leads me back to the original point in the game where Iman Shumpert said something that was just it spoke volumes. Where SGA and OKC play a similar SGA and OKC and the Knicks play a similar fashion. You do whatever you can do for 3 quarters. That fourth quarter, you're just racketing everything up to get that guy in clutch time moments. That's what he works for. And that's what yesterday's game was. Because to me, Brunson had 17 in the first quarter, whatever it was. It did not look good. Nobody looked good in that first quarter. That first quarter was horrible. We were down 20-5, and we got some lucky 3-point shot, 4-point play from Brunson. Then they got the ball back, so they made it a 6-point play. Shout out to Dior for coming in there out of nowhere, staying ready. You see him with Deuce. You see him with Tyler Kolek. It could work for you too. So we got 6 points. So then we were down 20-11 like that. But it was a bad first quarter. And I'm going to totally agree with y'all. I disagree with y'all. I'm not like Cat yesterday, as bad as he was in that second quarter when we were going crazy on Cleveland. We were on a 17-0 run. We were up like 48-43 before Brunson got back in the game. It was OG in there. Kolek was in there. Clarkson was going bananas. Bridges was going. He had 7 points in that quarter, shutting down Darius Garland. So that second quarter, without that 6-0 run that we had with Brunson with the 3-pointer and the free throw and Diarra with the bank shot or the post-up play, without those two things, that second half is even harder to climb up against. Because I'm going to say this before we go into back about that. Huh?
How? We laid an egg in the third quarter.
Right.
The third quarter, and that was big. A big part of that was the starters. That wasn't. He was a part of that third quarter where we just laid a complete egg.
Right, but that's without getting into my point. And I'm gonna lay it back to y'all. Brunson and Cat haven't figured this thing out. Them two on the court together, I don't know what's going on. They don't mix. That's another example. That was Karl Anthony Towns in the second quarter by himself when he came back. It was primarily Brunson out there in the fourth quarter when Mitchell Robinson got out there. That wasn't Cat out there with Brunson when they went on a run. So for me, and I'll give it back to y'all. The one thing I noticed about Karl Anthony Towns, all that starting from the 3-point line shit should be dead. That shit should be dead. His leg, you're not 22 years old anymore. You can't blow by anybody with that stupid ass 2-man, 2-3 run footstep bullshit. You got to start at the free throw line by the elbow, like I said. Yeah, you can set a pick at the top of the key, but they're more scared. They're not even scared of your three-point shot. You ain't knocking that shit down. So if you're at the free throw line, them 2 steps, they're terrified of it because you can spin anywhere you want. You can shoot anywhere you want around that free throw line, and it's money. But the more you keep going to the three-point line, on top of the key, it's taken away from Karl-Anthony Towns. And you and Brunson ain't got no dribble handoff game. Y'all ain't got no pick and roll game. So what are you up there for anyway? You might as well go to the corner and try something else out from the right wing with a different player. But as of right now, this Brunson Cat thing, that's what petrifies me the most. That defensively, we could pick it up without one of them on the court. And then offensively, we need one of those guys to be off the court as well. That's what I got from that game. Aside from the fact that Tyler Kolek is a big dog, like y'all said yesterday. Jordan Clarkson proved me the fuck wrong. You proved me wrong, brother. That was amazing. You were on fire. And Mitchell Robinson was Mitchell Robinson. So I don't know how y'all feel, but that yesterday proved to me that them 2 guys don't mix. And of course, Jalen Brunson's a closer. So he closed that thing out, but all ball. I saw a second quarter where Brunson wasn't in the game and Cat went bananas. The whole team went bananas. So I don't know how y'all feel.
Second quarter was all Kolek and Clarkson. I don't know what you've seen from Cat in the second quarter. And you're giving him credit. Was he on the floor? Yes. But that second quarter comeback, Clarkson went berserk and Kolek with the energy. And like you said, Bridges with 7 in the second quarter. Yes, Cat was out there. But listen, I've been saying it for how long now? Cat and Brunson has no chemistry. This is on Cat. Brunson is getting the job done. Brunson is doing what he has to do. I've been saying it start of the season, before the season even started, if that made any sense. The Detroit Pistons, Chauncey Billups and them, is going to have to turn into our Rasheed Wallace. The problem is, I told Fleeters yesterday, watching Cat, he doesn't want to go in the post. All he wants to do is front you. He wants to be a point guard. Now, remember, a la Rasheed Wallace, Detroit, right? Because forget how great he was. I'm talking about the championship he won in Detroit. Wallace was a wild card because he mixed it up. Remember, he's going to knock down a 3, but he's going to put you on the block. And he's going to take his time and allow the game to come to him. And whatever happens, guys get open. If you don't come to double team, Rasheed Wallace is going to punish you. Cat has to turn into that for us. Cat does not go on the block. He does not make the game easier for our guys. For me, every game, I don't want to make it seem like we're kicking Cat in the back, but and Flynn alluded to this yesterday, which was a great point. When you have duos in the NBA, for me, the second guy at times has to be better than the number 1 option. At times, Scotty was more important than Mike on the court, whether people want to believe that or not. With the Kobe and Shaq thing, however you want to have it, 1 or 2. Any given moment, both of those guys can be the best players in the world. We need Cat in any given moment to be one of the best players on the court. And this season, it hasn't happened. It's Brunson and then it's everybody else. And Cat is falling into looking like regular weed. Let's call it what it is. So for me, we have to be very careful with this Karl-Anthony Towns situation. But Fabian, you're correct. I've been saying it. There's no chemistry with them. None at all. And I told you, I'm getting to a point where I think Cat is getting in Jalen Brunson's way. I think Jalen Brunson can average 35 in the league. Is that a good or bad thing? I don't know. Is that what to get us to a championship? I don't know. But for me, what is Cat doing this season that you say to yourself, okay, he's the piece that's going to help us get to a championship? He's not getting the job done. And we're going to stay on his neck in a good way, pause, until he gets it correct, because he is a very important and vital piece to us. He should be the second best player. It shouldn't even be a conversation. It shouldn't even be a discussion. But when everybody else is outplaying him, Kolek, Clarkson, how is that possible? And they outplayed, forget points, just energy, just sheer effort. The defensive end. Listen, Clarkson ain't a great defender, but I see him with the effort. And when he makes a bad foul, I see his emotion. He throws his hands. He gets mad. Listen, Cat has to get it together, but I've been saying it for a while. I might have super too far saying they don't like each other, but Fabian, you are on to something. And Knicks Rehab, we've been saying this for a while. The Carl Anthony Towns and Brunson tandem, no, I don't know. And how long can you go, or how can you compete for a championship when your two best players can't be on the floor together and produce? I don't understand how we'll win a championship like that. So this is something that's a serious problem.
What do you think, Flea?
I mean, I can see that they don't have chemistry, but I can also see that the coach that we have is a pretty damn good coach. And what I mean by that is that with the emergence of Tyler Kolek and how well he's playing, I see that he does play well with Cat. Him and Cat have some chemistry. And so if we're going to have to be put in a position where Cat and Brunson don't play a ton of minutes together, we may have to be okay with that, because what it's doing is it is producing wins. We are in the win column more than we are in the loss column. We are the number 2 seed in the Eastern Conference right now, and we're not even healthy yet. And so the lineups that he continues to figure out, maybe those lineups don't consist of Cat and Brunson on the floor together trying to figure this thing out, right? Maybe down the stretch, it depends on what the game calls for. If you're talking about a Detroit Pistons type team, they didn't have the same team on the floor down the stretch at all times, right? They had to mix it up. They had to find different ways to win certain games. So if it calls for Brunson to be on the floor and Cat may not be on the floor down the stretch of a game where Brunson has got it rolling, then it's just what it is. But in vice versa from that, if we do have a game where Tyler Kolek and Cat are playing together well, and Cat is dominating every matchup they throw at him, you got to go to the big fella and you got to understand, hey, those guys are playing well together. Feed that chemistry. Maybe we need to get off of that they don't have the chemistry and figure out who does, because we are so versatile. We've been begging for depth. We got depth now. So with depth now, you can figure out different lineups. And now the different lineups may not have to be those two guys together. We may want that, but maybe we ain't the best with those two guys on the floor. And if it's still looking at W's, I think that's a good problem to have if I want to spin this a little bit.
And we got the coach to try these lineups out. Like that for me, that's it. Signed, sealed, delivered. Forget about a championship. Like that comes, I think every moment is different. I think you could tell Brunson's just a crunch time performer. We could tell against Philly he didn't have it, and he was going to miss shots. And then against the Pacers, though, I felt the same way, and he hit the game-winning shot. So some guys, they live for the moment. They live for the moment, and he's nice. That's the difference. Like Jordan Clarkson, he's up and down, but he lives for the moment too. Like he's crazy. He's like, he really thinks every shot's going in. So you need that guy. You wish Cat had that confidence or pushed himself. But even with he got 2 fouls in under 2.5 minutes yesterday in the first quarter. Like what he did was crazy to start the game off. And this is after, Mike Brown told him, yeah, you got 40 and 12, but I need to see more. And we saw less to start the game off yesterday. But to me, I'm sorry, he had 6 points and 5 rebounds in that second quarter. It wasn't just Jordan Clarkson. It wasn't just Tyler Kolek. It wasn't just Bridges. They were playing amazing, and they had a lot of chemistry. The problem is that you saw in the fourth quarter, it's a different ball game with Brunson. I don't care if it's a grenade ball. I got the ball with 3 seconds left on the shot clock, 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Give me the ball. And Cat doesn't have that. But I think part of the problem is, like I said before, you starting the game off way too high in the half court. I think if Mike Brown wants to do anything, he has to get Cat to somehow get around that. And I've been saying that all year. Cat got to be around that elbow more, because Dirk was a master at that elbow. All the Melo, all these guys, the great big men shooter of all time, were always masters at the elbows. And of course, before I forget, yeah, OG was trash, man, and he's been trash the last couple of games offensively. And I'm like, you had the big game. Who was the last big game against the Spurs? We hit the threes. It was an NBA Cup. He was going crazy. And I know every time he goes crazy, the next couple games he's not going to shoot well. But this is getting a little bit
down the stretch of that Indiana game.
Yes,
that Indiana game he played well down the stretch.
Was it? No, was it Indiana? Yeah, because we came back to win, and Cat didn't play the Indiana game though. It was the game that we
Brunson hit that big shot to win the game.
And OG hit the shot.
OG was good. OG was good down the stretch of that game too.
So, but he's still not doing well. But it's almost like I just seen something. This is why I can't watch. This is how I could tell. You know, even us, you could tell we didn't watch people all, you know, in any teams all year long. Bro, somebody say OG Anunoby is a third option or a second option. He could be number one. He's a superstar. It's like, bro, you don't watch the Knicks if you think that. Ain't nobody a bigger OG Anunoby fan than me. And now you're OG Anunoby fan. You're gonna say he's an option? We tried that shit last year. So let's wait to the playoffs. Let's see what he does when Brunson's out there. You don't have the cojones to take over when Brunson's out there. And when you don't do that, Brunson's not gonna give you the ball. That's just how I could tell how he's built. And I wish he was more like Kolek. This shit would make everything easier. I think if he was more like Kolek, nobody would be asking who the MVP is. If he's more like Kolek, you can forget about everything. Now you got a guy who could pass like that. So that's not how he's built. But I do want to see this progress a little bit more and see if Mike Brown figures out where Karl-Anthony Towns has more advantages in the half court, because that's going to start to linger in the playoffs. Because Flea, you said something that like we always talk about, the politics of the game. We can't just say whoever we got going, they got to be okay with Brunson being on the bench. Is Brunson okay with Brunson being on the bench? Because that's what y'all got ingrained in my head. You sure Brunson doesn't want to give up the ball, let alone be on a bench? Are we up 17-0 with 2 minutes to go?
That
was amazing. That was amazing. Who's gonna keep that? Yo, boy, you fucked me up with that one, man.
You know, it's a great conversation, and you know, in there, baby.
Man,
do your job.
Do your job. I like the way you said that, Flea. You didn't even say it with like emphasis.
Do your job, man.
Do your job. You can't say it like do your damn job. I like when you say it like that, man. Keep your eyes on the prize, baby Bubba. This episode is brought to you by PrizePicks. It's the best time of the year for sports. You got bowl games going on. Got these basketball matchups going on, huh? It's a new feature alert. PrizePicks now has an early payout. If your lineup gets off to a hot start, you may now have the option to cash out those winnings before the game even finishes. On PrizePicks, how you play is up to you. If you want flexibility, choose Flex Play, where you can get paid even if one of your pick misses. And if you want the biggest payouts, go for the power play. No matter your play, PrizePicks is a great way to put your takes to the test. Download the PrizePicks app today and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Download the PrizePicks app today and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks. It's good to be right.
It's good to be right.
I don't know how else to be. Oh, boy. Hold on. We got some super chats in the building. Isaiah Jackson. Thank you for being a member. You've been a member for more than 2 months, so that's a lie. Appreciate you,
Jackson,
and the family, man. You think the Knicks winning the cup being exciting on Christmas? Are we carrying NBA entertainment? We might be the biggest name in basketball. What you mean, might?
OG says it every night. We the most exciting team in basketball.
I didn't even know that we played the most Christmas games.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that shit. I just hate fucking Hubert Davis game. Oh, 94 feet of UNC. What's up, brother? Thank you for your $20.
Lenzel, what up?
Lenzel. Everybody follow Lenzel for some UNC North Carolina news out there. Salute to the #1 Knicks podcast out here. Great work yesterday, fellas. Thank you. These guys held it down. They were going crazy. Best Buy. I forgot to tell you. Before I shot you off in 1999, you got some competition. I'm not gonna lie to you, Best Buy. I'm not gonna talk behind your back like that. Sidney Dean is running out here on these internet streets with a dope ass name, man. We got to get your promo out there. Best Buy, thank you for your 1999. Greetings, Kings. You guys have the best breakdown on NBA games or any topic. Keeping it 100% is what makes this the realest show. ESPN needs to pay you. Okay. New York Knicks, never scared. Peace out. Happy New Year. Best Buy. I apologize. Sidney Dean, who? The hell was I thinking? I'm sorry. I'm bad. How dare I say some shit like that? Sidney Dean ain't giving me no money. He ain't nothing to endorse this show. Thank you, Best Buy. You are the man for real. Fellas, what's going on? What's your reaction to? I mean, what are we thinking about that now? Well, we done with that damn topic already. We smoking this all ball. Enough is enough. All right, we get it.
No, so trade the nigga then. So trade the nigga then.
You don't mean that.
So trade the nigga then.
We're past that.
So trade him. We don't like him, so trade him.
Are we talking about that for 20 seconds? Because I don't.
Then trade him then.
Are we entertaining that?
No, I was going to say,
if he has a reduced role and he has to just be this right now, then he has to be this. My thing is this. Are we losing games? Is he costing us games? Are there games out there where you're like, damn, we didn't win because he didn't show up, right? Is his role changing? If his role is changing, then I think that should be okay. But if not, trade him then, nigga. Fuck.
Listen,
like this is the team we have.
When you get aggressive and you turn into Flea MX and go on your rant, get angry. You said the same thing about Tibbs. Well, get rid of him. We did, and it worked so far. Listen. Hold on. You asked a question. Helping us lose games. Okay. Yes, Brunson is overcoming them. Yes, Cat is helping us damn near lose games by not being able to stay on the floor. Like Fabian said, every first quarter, he's committing 2-3 fouls within less than 3-4 minutes. This is what I'm saying. I get what you're saying. We're winning games. We are winning games with Cat not playing well. And I don't know what team can contend for a championship when their second best player really plays very well. Now, granted, I don't want to keep kicking Cat in the back because OG has a fucking max contract and he's been playing like shit lately. And if Cat was playing this bad, how OG has been playing, we would be kicking Cat even further in the back. OG deserves a lot of smoke as well. So I just want to be fair and say that we are gonna have to start. If OG has another 1 or 2 games where he's playing this bad, OG's gonna have to be on that thumbnail and get a lot of smoke. Straight up.
But that OG Anunoby offensively has been horrendous, but defensively, there's still a presence. It's been him and Bridges really doing, and then Kolek out there, it's a difference. It's a difference when it's Brunson and Cat you have to make up for. That shit is really hard to do, and Cat is the one that stepped up out of both of those guys between Brunson and Cat defensively in the last month or so as the season progressed. Cat's biggest problem, Flea, is going to be your dog. I thought about this the other day. What is Siakam? He's a number 2 option, right?
I would say so. A really good number 2.
He's a really good number 2. So is Cat as good as has Cat ever played as well as Siakam in the playoffs?
Probably against that last year before he left. That last year before he got out of Minnesota when they was in the Western Conference Finals.
Okay, I guess I have to concede that because I think Siakam. Huh?
I said that's the best. Maybe that's the best.
Oh, his best performance. Yeah, because to me, Siakam, even though I think he's up and down too in the regular season, like sometimes I don't see where Siakam is at. Then all of a sudden he has this run. And last year in the playoffs, he was going bananas.
But I think some number 2 guys are just like that. Sometimes they do run into spots during the season where they ain't really great, right? I know we talked about Scotty and whoever wants to call Kobe a second guy. I don't subscribe to that, but for the sake of the conversation, whatever. Like in the early years, I think those are 2 bad examples, is what I'm saying. I don't ever remember like not being able to rely on Scotty through the championship times, right? I know they went through some shit. I know you can rely on Kobe Bryant during the championship times. These guys, these second-tier guys now, these number 2 guys, sometimes you can't rely on them during the season. Find me a number 2 guy right now who you can rely on night in and night out.
But I think Kobe
that is
and
not
Shaq,
consistent. I only brought those up because we talked about duos yesterday, and I didn't want to contradict what I was saying. Right?
no, but I think
those guys are different.
But it's fair to compartmentalize this because Kobe and Shaq, both of them apart, they're both MVP candidates. Same thing with, Tim Duncan and David Robinson, LeBron and D Wade. A lot of these guys are MVP candidates apart. James Harden left KD and them. All three of them guys are MVPs. So Cat isn't an MVP. And I think we have to be realistic about this. And he better be realistic. And his damn agent better be realistic. Because my thing is, if this thing, by the time this year comes to an end, AllBall, we saw that they didn't come to an agreement with them extensions in the summertime. There's no way you coming back at the end of this year and we seeing what we seeing right now. Even if you win a chip, you ain't carrying us in the regular season like a number one MVP, dog, and you getting paid $50-60 million. That is not the OG contract. OG's contract is totally different. He don't get paid like Anthony Towns. Anthony Towns getting paid $20-30 million more a year than OG Anunoby. So when they come back to the table, he has 1 year left, which is the following season. Oh boy, that's where I think he has to sit down with Jalen Brunson and them. Yo, bro, we took pay cuts. It's like, I don't know what you're doing. Mikal Bridges took a pay cut. Jalen Brunson took a pay cut. I don't know if Josh Hart took a pay cut, but the biggest star on the team took a pay cut. So I don't see this. I don't see him being a number two for real. I think they need another guy to step in for him.
We couldn't get OG to take a pay cut. That much. But
that was his first real money. So I know
it was Brunson's first real money.
Nah, it's his second. That's his second contract. He got the $100 million plus originally. Then that was his extension, and he took less on the extension. He could have got more.
Okay.
It's the only time he could have got more money and turned it down. But
understandable.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm gonna feel how I'm gonna feel. The Cat thing, y'all know my motto. I said this last season or 2 seasons ago. Ain't none of these niggas worth these contracts. If you want me to be honest, I'm not paying nobody $60-70 million a year. That's just me. I could be a stickler. I'm gonna be the old man. I don't care what the market is.
That's what it is.
Yeah, that doesn't mean you have to pay it. It can be what it is. Doesn't mean you have to pay it.
They have to make. They have to reach a floor. They have to do these. They have to spend that money.
Understand?
They can't not spend the money. They have to.
Understand? I'm just saying, for me, 60-70 million. Listen, you got to be top 10 player in the league, or you got to have a super duper impact. For me, like I said, Cat still has how many games to get it together. So maybe we being a little too harsh, or me being a little too harsh. He has a lot of time to get it together. It's just how it looks now. It's just hard. It's difficult to watch him play, man. It's eerie and it feels weird when he gets the ball. I'm just being honest. He just his whole body language when he doesn't get a call, he makes a stupid face. Listen, I want him to get it together. I don't want to lose Cat, but listen, if you ain't gonna figure it out and you can't figure it out, then bro, we gotta do what we gotta do. I'm sorry, especially when you have so many players. Giannis who wants to be in New York. Make it difficult for us to not want to trade you then. But come on, he's making it too easy. Sorry, that's just my opinion.
But is it the money then? Because not like for me, I've already, I went into I didn't have the expectation you had a Cat coming into the Knicks. So when he's showing up and he's kind of doing what he's been doing, to me it's like, so maybe you're not even a number 2, bro. And maybe you shouldn't get no max money, super max money. And if we got you thinking that, what would you think then if he takes a contract that's way less, AllBall?
I mean, that means he wants to win. If guys take less money, what Tom Brady did, I'm not expecting nobody to do that. But to get the right pieces around to move forward to win a championship, then cool. But if guys are just going to just do what Patrick Ewing did, take all the money, because that's all you want, then no, I'm not with it. I want to win a championship. Sorry, that's just me. If we can win a chip with Cat, I'm fine. But if we can't, listen, we got to move on. That's just my opinion.
I was trying to smoothly transition into Fleet because before being triggered, but that was a trigger word right there. Fleet, do you think it is the money for us that right now that we're speaking the way we do of Anthony Towns, watching the game on Christmas is a big time game, NBA Cup, and looks like you're faking the injury, you keep falling on the floor. are our expectations skewed by the contract, the money he's making?
I mean, first of all, I'm not tolerating any Patrick Ewing hate in my presence.
No.
Just want to say that out loud. We can move on after that, but I'm not tolerating any Patrick Ewing hate in my motherfucking presence. I'm gonna say that very quickly. Now we move on, but let me just say this. let me just say this. Let me just say this. What we are expecting from Karl Anthony Towns, we may need to adjust.
Hold on. Real quick. I'm just sorry, just breaking news in real time. Lakers guard Austin Reaves has been diagnosed with a grade 2 left gastro, I don't know what that word says, strain, and will be reevaluated in approximately 4 weeks. It's good. Go ahead, Flea. I'm sorry.
Yo, he hates the Lakers.
Well, I read it again because just in case nobody heard. Austin Reaves has been diagnosed with grade 2. Listen, I'm gonna spell this word out for you. Tell me if you can get this. GASTRCNEMIUS. Gastrocnemius. Gastro.
I gotta look at it. What does this look like?
Yeah, but he's been with a grade 2 left gastro, whatever that is, strain, and will be reevaluated in approximately 4 weeks. Hopefully that means in 4 weeks he's still hurt, and then he'll be out the whole season.
This is Austin Reaves?
Austin Reaves for the Lakers, yes. Team LeBron James plays for, yes. That Austin Reaves.
Yo, how does he ever think that me and you say the most flagrant shit on here? It's not even close.
It's not even close. I'm in my bag, and he wants to talk about Austin Reaves.
Look.
Like Austin Reaves.
So the Lakers, we'll get to them in a second, though, Flea. You were saying something. No Patrick Ewing hate. The money for Cat. You don't think it's distracting us, or I don't think it's playing a part.
I think we have high expectations for who Karl Anthony Towns is. Right, being a career 25-12 guy, you expect that on a night in and night out basis. And 25-12 always is supposed to feel like 25-12, not some nights where he is 20-12. You don't feel like he's impacted the game in a huge way. So I can agree with that, right? I can agree with the criticism about if he's playing tough or not, if he's taking advantages of his matchup or not. But at the end of the day, if he's still on our team, we're gonna need him to play at a high level, and he's capable of doing that, right? Again, we saw what he was able to do in the playoffs in big moments last year. We have to take that over into what we do this year, which is make sure he's playing at a high level come playoff time. I'm just a big stickler on creating good habits right now. And when you talk about the chemistry that him and Brunson don't have, yeah, that is a concern. How do they create that, right? How do they get comfortable playing with one another so that we could take this to the next level? Cat is going to be fine. I think, all the criticism is warranted because we expected him to jump out the gates and be a top 2 player at his position right now and, just be dominating. But we talked about it last year. Has he ever been a dominant guy? He's always been a great basketball player, but have you ever used the term dominant for him? No, we don't use that term for him. So for what he is, we need to get everything out of what he is. And right now, it has been up and down to start this season. It's 30 games in. And, some nights is, damn, Cat was great. Some other nights is, damn, I wish he could have been better, right? That's fair criticism for him. I don't think that we should be looking at him and saying he is devoid of criticism, that he's just been great throughout the entire season, that he's done nothing wrong. He's another guy that struggles on defense, and we're watching him get better and better, right? He's challenging himself now to be better on defense, right? Blocking shots, knowing where to be, timing, all of that stuff matters, and he's been better. We just want him to be a consistent player that we can rely on when the guy that is our guy may not have it. That's just the question mark. And I think that's fair.
I can't front for a Cat stand. It's a good question. What center in the East is playing better than Cat? We got Duren. Jared Allen ain't playing better than him.
I don't think so. Maybe.
Detroit, Toronto.
You know, it's not even no. Besides the Joker, Cat would be the second best big man in the NBA. It shouldn't even be a question with his skill set. AD is always injured. Embiid is always injured. So, like I said, we can get off this topic and discuss it another time. Hopefully, Cat will bounce back. But when we talk about the best big man in the NBA, some of the best big men, Cat should be by far number 2. And it just seems like more nice than others, he's not. So I'm not expecting him to be the Joker. But like I said, by default, how just, some of the best big men in the league today is just injured and can't stay on the floor. He should be dominating, no Fleet. Whether he is dominant, we see what he was capable of last season, for a couple months. We see what he's capable of this season for a couple games. Like you said, he's averaging whatever he's averaging, but he should be considered one of the best big men in the NBA today. He just should. Like I said, Giannis is injured. AD, we already know, retired. Dead wrong. Get your Lord have mercy. Embiid. So, I just think Cat should be the second best big man in the NBA. It shouldn't even be close. He just tends to, just keep it close by his play. So he just has a lot of left with us this season. It ain't like it's playoffs next week. He has more than enough time to, get it together and make it up. But, I don't want to hear about he's the best big man in the East. Nobody cares about that. He should be the second best big man in the NBA.
By far.
Hold. Maybe third. I forgot Wembyama.
Wemby.
Yeah, I forgot Wemby.
Then smack OKC 3 straight games. Like,
we have Wemby, we have the Joker. I think after that, it should just be Cat without question.
Well, you asked about it, AllBall. Austin Reaves has been diagnosed with a grade 2 left gastric anemia strain and will be reevaluated in 4 weeks. Can you hear this?
Again? And it's a left calf. What's that word?
Gastrocnemius. Gastrocnemius. I didn't make it up. The Lakers did. And they having problems.
They make up goats. They make up great coaches. They make everything up.
They do it all. Speaking of which, listen, man.
No. Hold on. Can me and Flea, can we get a quick reaction, maybe a minute or so a piece? Or how is this gonna affect the Lakers by Austin Reaves being out, reevaluated for a month, so we know for sure he's not gonna be there for a month. Should we not, talk about how this will affect the Lakers? Because he's by far been the second best player on the team.
How will Austin Reaves' leg injury affect the future of the Lakers, AllBall?
I think that's a serious question because I think it's going to affect him tremendously. Because he's one of the best players on that team, and he's one of the better scorers. And I think, now this puts pressure on LeBron and Luka to really figure it out. Because like I've told y'all, since they made this trade, you do not trade for Luka and pair him up with LeBron and do that to win regular season ball games and get to the playoffs. No, you do this to get to the finals and potentially win a championship. So I think this is a big hit. Now we're going to see how good of a coach JJ Redick is. I think this will affect the Lakers tremendously.
Fleet, what are your thoughts on Austin Reaves' injury and how it will affect the Lakers in the upcoming future?
I mean, he was playing at an all-star level, right? He was averaging over 25 a night. So you would have thought now that he was going to make the All-Star team. I think this injury now affects that, right? He's probably not going to wind up an All-Star, but he was huge for the Lakers and the early success that they had in the season, right? Luka missed some time, I think. Came back ready to rock and roll, gave Austin Reaves a lot of opportunity to play. LeBron missed some times, and it gave Austin Reaves a lot of time to shine. So I think it's going to be a huge miss for them. I don't think that that's a very deep team. I think that they're very limited when it comes to the guys that they be able to rely on in terms of putting the ball in the basket. Luka obviously dominates the basketball, but Austin Reaves, like I said, he was about 26 a night tonight. That's huge, a piece coming out of your lineup. So what are you going to ask LeBron to be now? Like, what are you going to ask from Rui now? What are you asking from DeAndre Ayton now? Right? I think it changes up everything for a team that was playing halfway decent. I mean, they've lost 3 in a row now, but they're still like 20-10 or 19-10 or something like that, right? So they're still way over 500. There's still a lot of basketball left to play. But I think this is when, like OG said, JJ Redick gets in his coaching bag and see how he, has to dial things up, see how he, has to, scheme things, especially on the defensive end, because Austin Reaves, in my opinion, from, things that I've been watching, he's gotten better defensively. He's always been a pest on defense, but he's gotten a lot better, and they've been challenging, that team to be good on defense. The only reason why they've had some success is because they played solid defense. In the games that they just haven't defended. And so, yeah, it's going to be a big miss for them. 4 weeks is a long time. That's a month. However you want to put it, what the average NBA team plays, 4 games a week, right? Let's say 3 games a week. So 3 times 4, that's 12. Like, they're going to miss him. They're going to miss him. That's over double-digit games going to be missed. They're going to have to figure it out. And JJ Redick going to have to coach his ass off.
And again, that's Shams Charania from ESPN reporting that Los Angeles Lakers guard Austin Reaves has been diagnosed with a grade 2 left gastrocnemius strain and will be reevaluated in 4 weeks. I don't know what the hell that is. You want to look it up in real time?
And they just said
left calf. We couldn't hear you.
Yeah, left calf. Yeah, left calf strain.
So left calf.
You gotta be careful with that nowadays. This Achilles thing. So
that's the other thing with Giannis going down. He's been another calf strain injury. Dame Lillard, Tyrese Halliburton. A lot of these guys went down with a calf strain before they tore their Achilles. So hopefully he's all right for that. For that sake. But just as far as this is concerned, Austin Reaves is trash to me on defense. I think Luka Doncic is trash on defense. That was a concern for them going into the year. I think LeBron James is 40 years old. I don't know what he's doing out there, but this can get even worse for them because they started off well, but you heard a lot of like the Lakers fans, they will complain about these things that are being masked, especially when LeBron came back. Because when he wasn't there, it was like a fun team to watch. Like you couldn't believe that they were just shooting and going for 150 a game. And you just got these 2 guys that are one-on-one players. We've seen Luka's been there with Jalen Brunson, Kyrie, everybody and their mom, just one-on-one players as a teammate. We didn't expect, we still didn't give him championship hopes. But when LeBron came back, we were all concerned. That's 3 guys that need the ball in their hand. Like LeBron ain't going off ball. Luka ain't going off ball. Who's going off ball? And we're seeing come to a head, and it's the kid Austin Reaves was balling. Like they had a stat line where it was him and Michael. Yeah, better numbers than Michael Jordan. And that was I forgot Jimmy High Roller. He had like the biggest YouTube channel for basketball. He compared those 2 numbers just to show the inflation with scoring and stats in general. And he's saying Austin Reaves got better numbers than Michael Jordan. Like something's going on here, but he's still balling out of control to be able to perform like that. And I ain't pussyfooting around it no more, man. Enough is enough of these shenanigans, all ball. He came into the NBA. He was drafted, obviously, out of Duke, but he retired some time ago, went to be a broadcaster, 1 million subscribers on YouTube, killed the game on the internet. hired by the Lakers for $40 million. And I said, this guy's a shot. He's really smart. I think he could be a good coach. JJ Redick was at the podium last night, the smart guy. And this is when it gets really interesting, because this is another time where he's criticizing his team at the podium, and it kind of went viral. So let's start with this first.
Been a good basketball team. When we haven't, we're a terrible basketball team. And tonight we were a terrible basketball team. And that started legitimately right away. We don't care enough to do the things that are necessary. We don't care enough to be a professional. It's, we had it. It can change like that. We don't have it right now. What I said the other night, it's a matter of making the choice. And too often we have guys that don't want to make that choice. And it's pretty consistent who those guys are. And so Saturday's practice, I told the guys, it's going to be uncomfortable. The meeting is going to be uncomfortable. I'm not doing another 53 games like this.
Because all
I would just like to say I'm officially off the JJ Redick bandwagon. That is trash. You let LeBron punk you. AllBall, you were right. JJ Redick is a fucking bitch.
We can find a bunch of coaches that have reacted like that.
I get it.
About their team.
I get it, Flea. So you know what?
1,000 great coaches that react like that. You know how do y'all spin this and act like this is so wrong of him to say right now? What the fuck is he supposed to say?
I'm glad you said that, Flea, because I love that. Yeah, it's about coaching, but it's not just about coaching. When it comes to JJ Redick, when it comes to LeBron, when it comes to the whole fiasco, because let's not forget, this is the same guy that was on ESPN talking like this.
Side note, real quick, no one's going to react to Doc's audio there. We've been 7 minutes since we showed that audio. Nobody's going to react to Doc's audio.
Do you want me to get it for you?
You don't repeat it. We don't have to repeat it.
I can repeat it.
I've seen the trend now. I've seen the trend for years.
What's the trend?
The trend is always making excuses. Doc, we get it. Taking over a team in the middle of the season is hard. It's hard. We get it. Just like getting traded in the middle of the season is hard for a player. We get it. But it's always an excuse. It's always throwing your team under the bus. They lose to Memphis. Oh, it's his players. Memphis was playing G League guys and two-way guys. And you look at his quotes over the weekend. Now he wants to take credit for the James Harden trade to the Clippers working out. He wants credit for that. There's never accountability with that guy. There's never accountability.
There's never accountability with that guy.
You showed that to say what?
To say that you have enough balls to go on TV and talk to Doc Rivers like that about how he's running his team, and every coach does that, Flea, and you know that he's seen Krzyzewski, he's seen the best of them, because he's seen Krzyzewski, he's the GOAT of college coaching. You got the balls to talk to Stephen A. Smith like that. You got the balls to talk to Shannon Sharp like that, Kendrick Perkins like that, but you ain't got the balls to talk to LeBron James like that. You ain't got the balls to lead your team like that.
We don't know that, though.
Dog.
We don't know that.
We just saw him have a meeting with Luka Doncic and LeBron James for what reason? Yo, dog, you don't belong in this team.
That's
Luka
first
does.
take. That's
You're not a superstar anymore.
That's first take with the wrestling shit that you like, and now you're trying to segue wrestling into real life shit when we're talking about coaching on the NBA level. Get the fuck out of here with that first take shit. And he played into what TV is supposed to be. We're talking about actual coaching the game of basketball, and he's on the podium calling his team out as he should. Get the fuck out. You're going to parallel those two things? Nah, I'm not with you with that, right?
It's not paralleling those two things.
I'm
but
not
the
with
fact
you
that no, at some point, we got to call a spade a spade. You were on there talking about this is the mind the game pocket. There's a certain level of arrogance that he has that they were all warning us about. So let's stop the bullshit. LeBron James is an arrogant motherfucker, bro. You guys paraded around that kid's son and said he was Davion Mitchell, bro. That is foul. And now you up here criticizing all these NBA players, but you giving a red carpet to Bronny James? You're an asshole, bro. And if I was, hold on, let me talk, bro. If I'm on the team and JJ Redick comes to me with that, I'm flaming him. Get the fuck out of my face, bro, before I smack the shit out of you. Who you talking to like that? Who are you? Straight up. Who are you? You still sucking your man off because he got you a job? When are you going to take advantage of your legacy? You're supposed to be Pat Riley 2.0. You the guy on the fucking computer telling everybody how basketball goes. And now when it's going hard, you sound like this. It's going to be tough tomorrow. Oh, is it? It better be tough tomorrow. I want to see what kind of tough shit you got. They don't buy into that. Luka Doncic is still bitching about calls. Luka Doncic, Skip Bayless is right. That motherfucker's overrated. Enough is enough with that shit. You can't motivate him. You can't motivate LeBron. This shit makes me angry because not because I was rooting for him. Fuck all that. It's because, bro, he does come off like a prick. That's the bottom line. If you didn't come off that way, you wouldn't get that from Jerry West. Jerry West flamed you for a reason. Dog, you're an asshole. You think you're going to get off with these 25-year-olds like that? They're not letting you rock like that, Flea. I'm so like, I don't even understand how you can't see that.
Because I look at it very differently. I don't lean into the gimmicky shit and the TV shit when we're talking about basketball. And right now, what he's doing is trying to get a reaction out of a team that's lost 3 in a row. I think, to be honest, I think it's a really overreaction right now because 3 weeks ago, a month ago, you was doing the victory lap right now about how great of a coach JJ Redick was looking in the first month and a half. So right now, we just, you know what I mean, we jumping on a moment right now because they've lost 3 in a row, and you didn't like the way he called out his team. You didn't like the way he's not calling out. What you want him to say? LeBron James ain't producing? Is that what you want him to say? Is that going to sit well with everybody, and that's going to make him look like he's doing his job? That's appeasing the audience, and that's appeasing you niggas. He's got to do his job. There's guys on this team that haven't made a name, that are trying to figure out how to be NBA players. He did it for a long time, and he's a head coach. I expect him to call out niggas if they ain't playing well. I expect him to do it. Who they're relying on is not a LeBron James. Who they're relying on is a Luka Doncic, is a Austin Reaves, is a Bronny James, is a Jake LaRavia. They're relying more on the guys that are going to be there going forward, not this old nigga. So if that's the case, get him out the way. He still has to coach, is my point. He still's got to coach, whether he's there or not. He still has to coach. And calling out your guys, whether LeBron James is on the roster or not, matters in a moment after you lost 3 in a row and niggas ain't playing tough. If this is about Braun, then just say that. But fuck Braun at the moment. If he's not on the team or not, that's what you got to do. You got to go to the podium and say, yo, niggas ain't playing well. They ain't playing well. Niggas is soft. They're not defending. They're not doing. I don't understand the problem with that.
Why aren't they playing well? Why aren't they motivated? What do you think is in the way? What do you think they're seeing? What do you think they're feeling? How you feel as a player? If you're a co-star, if you're a teammate of Luka Doncic, LeBron James, Bronny James, how would you feel if J.J. Redick is telling you to play hard?
So hand your jersey in, bro, and go home if you don't want to play. Hand your jersey in and go the fuck home if you don't want to play. This is the NBA. This is the NBA. It's a shame that you even dumbing it down to that. How do they feel? These guys got the opportunity of a lifetime to play on the biggest stage with next to some high-level basketball players. Fuck are you talking about? If you don't want to, if you have a problem with giving effort playing for the Los Angeles Lakers, a historic franchise, go the fuck home. Hand your jersey in. Are you kidding me? Making millions of dollars to play a game? Hand your jersey in. Get the fuck out of here. That's how I feel.
Within itself, NBA would have to hand in their jerseys. None of these niggas care about the game. But that's a whole nother story. Let me gloat while y'all two want to be super dead serious, patrol, and be who I be. Been saying it. Been saying it. Been saying it. JJ Redick sounds smart to dumb niggas. JJ Redick think he's better than what he is. JJ Redick is a smug asshole and comes off like that. Never was a fan. I argue with Fabian about that all the time. These is facts. They are treating JJ Redick just how they treated Darvin Ham. Nobody gives a fuck about JJ Redick on the Lakers. Simple and plain. He shouldn't have never got the job. Like my brother Flea said, he skipped steps. What the fuck did he do to become the Lakers head coach? Not the Wizards, not, a team that, what the fuck did he do? Derek Fisher, Steve Nash, certain of these players, I don't care how good you were as a player, what did you do to have the opportunity to coach future Hall of Famers, great players? Nothing. JJ Redick is a smug asshole. And what's happening is he thought this was going to be sweet. He thought it was going to be easy. I got LeBron James. Oh my God, we traded. I got Luka. I got Austin Reaves. I'm the smartest guy in the fucking room. And it's backfiring. Point plain. That's why I always say, what the fuck has JJ Redick done that Darvin Ham didn't do? Nobody's coaching this team. This is LeBron's show. And Flea, I know you don't want to hear it, but it does revolve around him. This is LeBron's show. Nobody's a coach. You just got to stand on the side and put up with the bullshit. And the only thing I can say about JJ Redick that I may like is that it seems like he doesn't want to put up with the bullshit. I mean, from face value now, I don't think tomorrow he's going to go into practice and talk all that bullshit. I don't know. I could be wrong. But at least he's going out with a fight. Darvin Ham, you could tell, bro, he just looked like, yo, y'all beat me down. There's nothing I can do. JJ Redick looked like he's ready to say, fuck that. I'm not going to let y'all run over me. I'm not going to let y'all make me look bad because I may want to continue to coach. And once this is over, I want to be able to get another head coaching job. The fact of the matter is, JJ Redick, what's the saying? Where it's like you in too deep, bro. This is not for you in over your head. I'm sorry, that's how I feel. Been saying it. I love when we have these discussions because people really see how much we love basketball, and even though we're brothers, we can disagree and respect and love each other. And this is to me why I think we got the dopest platform. I've been saying it. JJ Redick shouldn't have never got this job. And, hear what people are saying, but let's not forget, last season, you won one game in the playoffs with a LeBron and Luka duo. No. We're not going to sit there and make an excuse. That should not happen. Well, you won one fucking game. We watched your team quit on you yesterday. Everybody liked the Lakers, so I watched the whole game. I watched everybody quit. The body language was horrific. Horrific. So for me, I don't want to defend JJ Redick, but he has every right to be upset. But at the same time, bro, the way you come off and the way you are, I'm going to be honest, you getting what you deserve. And Paul Pierce said it a while ago. Listen, JJ Redick is not the guy, bro. I'm sorry. He's just not. And he shouldn't have never got the job. And he needs to be humble. And he's being humbled. And this all started, Fabian, I'll let you go. This all started when he said that shit about the old school players. Bro, he feels too much about himself. And now, look what's happening.
But that's my thing. It's to me, the wrestling shit that Flea's talking about. That's my problem with it. It's not about him being arrogant. All these motherfuckers are arrogant. That's not what it is. It's the fact that you're wrong. You're dead wrong. Because you're coming in here acting like you know how to run a fucking organization. And you came in here doing that. Oh, this team, this is chess. It's not just chess, bro. You got to be a man in the locker room and talk to LeBron like a fucking man. That shit takes balls. It just does. It ain't just about, yo, bro, he was on the other bench talking to the Phoenix Suns and you calling for him in the middle. That shit is crazy. That's the first time I was upset. Like, yo, dog, you can't do that. I don't care. Yo, Flea, I don't know what game you ever been in that your coach to call you like that and you disrespect them like that. That to me looks crazy. Bad enough the whole shit with, I'm telling you, the shit with Bronny, he looked out for you. You looking out for them, JJ Redick. You ain't had to say all that he's Davion Mitchell and Lou Dort. That's a crazy endorsement. You playing into the, okay, you want your job, you got it. But you're past that now. This is about your legacy. It's about your coach. You can still fix this. But you got to make it right with Braun. He's the star. You're a star too. You're supposed to be. He's a star in his own right. I'm not taking that away from him. It's not the arrogance, AllBall. It's the fact that you played into this era with the whole fuck the old school shit. And it was one dude, Jerry West, that humbled your ass first. Yo, bro, slow down. Slow down. That's not how you talk the game. You're doing a lot right now.
Nigga can't coach, man. I'm not gonna sit here and argue with my brother.
I can't say he don't know X's and O's. He can't coach because a part of coaching is this. A part of coaching is, yo, I'm not feeling what you're doing right now. I'm calling your ass out.
Look, a lot of these teams, like I said, a couple weeks ago, Lakers, I think, was in the number 2 spot. Listen, a lot of these teams, beginning of the season, even with our team, a lot of teams, the fucking schedule is favorable. That's why I was saying, let's see what happens when we play the Minnesotas, the San Ans, the Denvers, the OKCs, the Phillies, the certain teams back to back to back, and let's see how we look. That nigga can't coach. straight up and down, and I'm gonna stick with that. He ain't doing nothing that Darvin Ham. He ain't doing no better than Darvin Ham. Nothing at all. Because I don't care how many games you win in a regular season. I don't care what seed you are. You have some people calling the GOAT. You have the next Larry Bird, and I'm not saying that to be trolling. I'm being dead serious because I've had conversations with people. No, y'all can laugh all y'all want. He has two of the best players in the NBA. They are supposed to win a championship. So when you get to the playoffs and win one game in the first round, how do we defend that? They can't coach, and that's the part that everybody is afraid to say. He comes up like he's the smartest guy in the world, and he's not. He comes up as he knows all the X's and O's better than everybody. He does it because I watch other coaches in the NBA coach with lesser talent and get everything out of their guys. They don't respect him. It look like they don't like him. Pack his ass up. He should be getting fired after this season.
Please patiently waiting.
Nah, I love these conversations too because we always draw the line in the sand because I'm always the one that tries to remind the people and my brothers how hard coaching is. Like I think sometimes we take for granted how hard coaching at that level is. Fuck coaching your little 8-year-old who don't know shit and he a bum and you trying to get him to dribble with his left hand consistently. Fuck that little nigga. We're talking about grown men who are actually good at the game. And, you know, I'm not saying y'all discredit how good coaching is, but just the conversations that happened in the basketball world, it just discredits how hard coaching is. So you got two great players and you walk through the door and you're supposed to be great at that job, right? He doesn't help himself much because of the smugness, because of talking shit about the past, because of he doesn't help himself, right? If he walks in with a level of humility and it doesn't look like LeBron James helped him get his job, JJ Redick would have a lot more grace with the world, with you, OG, with everybody, right? Joe Mazzulla's a smug motherfucker. He's a little smug motherfucker. And he inherited a team that Brad Stevens put together and Ime Udoka got to the championship. Let's call it spade a spade. Let's call it what it is. That's what happened, right?
Good point.
And now he walks in and wins immediately. I mean, he lost, I think, the first year, but he wins immediately, right? With a ready-made team, he had to coach it, right? But the smugness and the weirdness that he gives off, nobody don't give a fuck about that. We embrace that. We like that type of shit because he won, right? Because he got handed something that was really like put together and just put your little sauce on it and you could win. JJ Redick got two great players, but that franchise and what they got going on of it is a shit show. And he's got to put it together and be a great coach. And now everybody don't like the smugness because he's losing it because he hasn't won automatically. I just don't think there's a lot of shit that you know we don't look at sometimes and we don't give credit to. I think that's a big piece that it's a shit show, and just because he got two great players don't mean that he's supposed to walk away with some championship.
Just real quick, and I'll let you respond.
Go ahead. I want to forget. Go ahead.
No. That was a great point. You know, the smugness from the Boston coach, you know why, you know, we don't pay no mind? Because we see the respect that he gets from his players. They don't give up on him. They don't show no disrespect to him. I'm sorry. And we watch what he gets out of his players. Yeah, he's a little smug mug, right? But at the same time, I don't see the disrespect. I don't see what Fabian just said. I don't see Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum talking to the other team while your coach is trying to get your attention to get you up the court. So, like I said, I love that example, but I think the Boston coach doesn't get pushback or flack like JJ Redick because we'll see the disrespect from his team.
He's also not dealing with LeBron James, just flat out. That's number one. Number two, like you always say, Flea, he didn't skip steps. He was on that assistant coaching bench. So it was a great point. I do not want to negate your point because that is first-time head coach bringing them to the promised land. That's a great point. But JJ Redick left from what we're doing to go coach the Lakers. And LeBron James, not the bum Lakers after Kobe left and all that, God bless the dead. LeBron James Lakers. It's a lot of hype behind it. And what I'm saying is that you know how this shit works. You know how the Lakers work. You know how ESPN works. You know how the wrestling shit works. Cool. But I'm not talking about that aspect. You already gave into all that. You know not to go viral off the talking shit about Doc Rivers with moments like that. He knows how to stay away from shit like that. And that's my point, Flea. Why are you in a press conference doing shit? You know what you're doing. You better know what you're doing with this, because for me, that's not the issue. The issue is that you're not calling out the players that need to be called out. LeBron James is not a number one guy. He's not. He's 40. That shit is hard. It's just like coaching is hard. It's hard to play basketball at 40, let alone be LeBron James.
Well, stay right there. Stay right there, right? So, and you too, OG. So, we believe that JJ Redick is empowering LeBron James to be the guy still. Like, we don't think that his offense and who he has his entire faith in is Luka Doncic. I'm asking a real question because I don't get that. But
I think AllBall said this for a long time, and I didn't buy into it when Anthony Davis was there. LeBron is not letting that shit go. I don't know if it's intentional. I don't know if it's unintentional, but it's just in him to be in the fucking way. And we said this in the summertime, Flea. I said, bro, if Austin Reaves and Luka's balling, all Luka got to do is chill. I mean, all LeBron got to do is chill. But we don't know if that guy, he loves attention. We know dudes like this. That's my thing about LeBron. We know dudes like this. I would never want to hang out with you. Ever. I don't give a fuck where we at. And your man sounds crazy. And I'm surprised because if I'm be honest, Flea, you know I shit on the podcast on Rich Paul and them. Rich Paul sounds like us. Well, yeah, if I need a last shot, I'm going to Mike. I wouldn't have gone to Miami if I'm LeBron. Like, he sounds like us. So I'm surprised that his camp says that. I don't know what they talk about behind the scenes, but it just seems to be someone for whatever reason. I don't know if they call it narcissistic or what, but he can't let go of the spotlight, bro. Even to, I know y'all don't want to stress this, but even to put your son in that position is insane. That shit is crazy. That's not for him. That's for you. That's for you. You want the spotlight.
That's how Stephen A almost got his head smacked off. Like,
just to answer your initial,
as a father.
LeBron, I get paranoid easily. Please run up on
me. Just to answer your initial, is JJ Redick empowering? Is JJ Redick empowering LeBron?
Yo, Ray, you said that with the straight. I hope we clip that. Yo.
No. Oh, damn! Now we got AI's a mother. All right,
there we got.
No, it's a. But you know, the initial question you asked is JJ Redick empowering LeBron? Yeah, he is. You know how? Because you're not holding him accountable. The other night, I think, they said Luka was supposed to shoot that free throw, and Braun took it upon himself. So listen, bro, it's a mess.
Well, he said Luka was supposed to shoot that.
Right.
But
yes, he said Luka's supposed to shoot that.
But let me ask you a question. And Flea, what you said was great. And me and Fabian kind of make fun. Coaching is difficult, and you've always stressed that. I got to give you props for that. But as a head coach, what was wrong with while LeBron was looking to the free throw line, JJ Redick going, no. Go ahead, Luka. What stopped JJ Redick from doing that? That's what I'm saying.
Like if he does that, I like that.
No,
right? Because that goes along. That goes along with what I'm talking about calling out the whole team.
No, hold on. Stay right there. So, that goes along with that smug, arrogant. Bill Parcells was arrogant. Bill Belichick is arrogant. So if they do that, see, JJ Redick is coming off like he's them. You're not them. That's my problem with JJ Redick, Flea. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. Bro, if you're going to come off like that, you better be carte blanche anybody, any man. I don't care who you are. I'm going to talk to you like this. And he picks and chooses who he wants to save that shit for. And Bill Parcells never do that shit.
Yeah, but I think I don't. Let's not get off track. I like those two guys you just said. I like that, right? I like that because that's got to be built, right? Walk with me real for a second. That's got to be built, right? Can we go back? Can we go back to?
But hold on.
Can we go back to Bill Parcells year 2? Can we go back to Bill Belichick year 2? Can we go back to that?
Yeah.
How? Like I'm just saying, like that kind of fuck you got to get built. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, I don't want to. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Ray. Go ahead, Ray.
No, I just, how you get this unbelievable feeling of sickness when you just wrong. And this motherfucker in the middle, because when you just said that right now, I just thought about like that's what AllBall's been saying this whole fucking time. Like, get the fuck out of here with that shit. Like, you gonna come off like that, and for what reason? What are you gonna do? You better be Phil Jackson, Pat Riley, Red Outback combined, talking like that. And I never understood what he said until now. I'm realizing, oh, you pick and choose who you want to do that with. Because now so tomorrow's gonna be hell for everybody on the team. When was it hell for Luka? Bro, he's the leader. Fuck LeBron. I'm saying if you had a meeting with LeBron and Luka for defense, you supposed to tell LeBron, hold on, do me a favor. I said the franchise player, do me a favor and lock the door when you on your way out, so nobody else makes the same mistake you did. That's what I'm talking about. That's the guy. Luka. Does Luka feel like the Lakers franchise player right now? How long have you been saying that, old boy? He don't feel like he's the Lakers franchise player.
He's not. Listen, there was but Flea, remember, there was I think I put it on my story. There was a shot to where the Lakers was on a timeout and the camera went to Luka and Luka was sitting down and he just looked exhausted, bro. And it's not from the game. Oh, JJ Redick just needs to come out and be honest. Yo, this thing was harder than what I thought it was. I got to do better. I got to get more out of my guys. Just be honest. And that's my whole thing with a lot of these guys, Flea. Just be honest. None of us is the smartest. I'm wrong every day. But you know what? I admitted it. I'm okay with that. Bro, these guys are not being honest. JJ Redick is not the smartest basketball mind of all time. He's not. No. And I'm not saying it to be funny. But
I'm just thinking of Jerry West saying he's a smart guy. I like him.
Right. No. Now the guy is smart. I would never call nobody dumb, but I'm just saying you have to have some a sense of humility and humbleness to just understand, like, yo, this shit is for real. This shit is tough. I was dead wrong. I thought I was gonna come in here, LeBron being my guy. No, this is a whole. Listen, how many people you could be friends with but can't do business with? That's what this is. Remember, you might sleep, man. You can hang out together all day, but as soon as we get in some type of minutes, you going, nah, that don't mix. This is what this is. JJ Redick got himself into something that he thought was going to be sweet, and it's not. This shit is difficult, like Fleet always say. But for me, I just think JJ Redick is in over his head. And to be perfectly honest, being a great head coach is not only X's and O's. You got to have the respect from the players. You got to get the best out of guys, and you got to know where to put guys in to win. What positions? Like, so for me, I just think JJ Redick is just doing a horrific job. He's not 100% blamed, but it makes it hard to defend him because, like I said, he's not up there telling the truth, bro. You in over your head, bro. This shit is difficult.
And Flea, like, as much as I criticize Tibbs, you know I've always lauded, like, yo, I don't care what anybody says. When he talks, them dudes respect Tom Thibodeau. And I don't care what, if you the coach, the owner, whoever was like, damn, nah, he has command of the room. And I think the other thing is, to piggyback real quick off that, AllBall, is it feels like a little bit that everything you heard about working with LeBron, you were on the outside looking in. And now that you're on the inside, it's like, oh, it is very Hollywood in here. It is like, it's not easy. Remember, it's not just Braun. I don't know how Michael Jordan would have been. Stackhouse was saying Michael Jordan was out of his mind for thinking he could start against me. I'm 27 years old. That's just he's an older. That's a hard thing to deal with. Kobe was getting paid $40 million a year at the end of his career. That's a hard thing to deal with if a Luka Doncic shows up, and you gotta coach that, DJ Redick. How you gonna tell Kobe what to do? I just always found it. I was excited about the guy on YouTube going to work on the Lakers sideline and bringing up the money a notch for all of us. That's how I look at it. Like, he came from the YouTube world and killed the game. That shit is insane to me.
Flea, let me ask you a question, Flea, because you played the game at a high level, right? I didn't play at a high level. I didn't get recruited, none of that stuff, right? Just imagine, you playing college your fourth year, right? Senior. And, let's say And to me, this is people may think it's a bad example, but I think it's a great example. When you're a senior in college, you're what, 22, 23, depending on, how you graduate high school. Let's just say 22. And your new coach is an 18-year-old. And when you look at his resume ain't better than yours. In fact, he ain't got no resume. Are you respecting that head coach and what comes out of his mouth? Pause.
Get recruited out of high school, and my recruiting fell late in my senior year, and I'm like super devastated, right? I didn't think I was gonna play college basketball. I was super sick, right? And good friend of mine that played high school basketball with me my freshman and sophomore year wound up transferring. Anyway, he's a year ahead of me. He wound up getting recruited to a school, Post University in Connecticut, and he wound up going. Well, at the time, I called him, and I'll be transparent with y'all. This is Knicks. This is AllBall TV, right? I was sick. I was crying. I was tight. I didn't think I was gonna play college basketball. He was like, "Yo, I'm gonna call my coach. I'm gonna see what's up because, like, bro, you too good not to be playing." Get in contact with the coach. I finally, I get a visit. We go up there. He sees I could play, all that kind of stuff. He gets me he offers me a spot on the team. I go there, but I'm realizing he's a young coach. I'm realizing that he hasn't coached for a very long time, right? So my respect for him going in there was a little shaky. I was happy that he gave me an opportunity, but him being who he is as a head coach, I was like, I don't know. As I do more of my homework, as I'm going through the process of playing for him, which was the toughest coach that I ever played for in my entire life, this young dude, right? Toughest coach I ever played for. I start doing my homework because I didn't, and I realized now he was a Division I guard for 4 years. He played under Dave Bike, who is a legendary coach in the Northeast Conference. Like, he has so much cachet behind him in terms of basketball that I didn't give it the respect that it was due walking in the door. But as time went on, because I'm like, yo, he's coaching me so hard. Why? I had to really figure out who this dude was, who he played for, where he came from, and then my respect went to another level. So, yes, to answer your question, I fully like agree with you that it happens, man. Guys walk through the door, and a guy that's maybe close to your peer, you may not respect him the way you need to.
Now, Flea, just real quick, great story. Listen, I love that, right? But just imagine when you do your homework, he never coached. He never probably was a better basketball. He probably never was a better basketball player than you.
Yeah.
To me, people tend to ignore that, especially when you skip steps. When we look at the coach in Boston, he was there. He was there. So he got to build a relationship with the guys. The guys got to see who he was, right? Listen, I don't care what nobody say. When Luka, Braun, and these guys look at JJ Redick, bro, they not looking at him as a head coach, bro. I'm sorry. They looking at him as a regular guy. And he's in a bad spot. And I think he's in a lose-lose. And if I'm him, get me out of there. JJ Redick needs to be a great high school or college coach, bro. Certain guys don't need to skip steps. If he wants to be I don't think Derek Fisher ever wanted to be a coach. He just took the money. I think Steve Nash ever wanted to be a head coach. But when the opportunity presents itself where you can get free money, fuck it, let me try it out. I think JJ Redick wants to be a coach. But I think him as an NBA coach, no. Go to a great high school, go to a college, and build it up from there. To me, I think he's better at that level. I don't think this level, I think he's out his league. I think he's way out his league.
Mm-hmm.
Last thing I have with this, bros, and I wanted to say that a little earlier. I can agree with OG that maybe he's a little in over his head as the Lakers head coach. Maybe he's a little in over his head as just an NBA head coach. But I fully think with doing the assistant coach thing, being a player development guy, getting next to some seasoned guys in the league, because this will be an ego hit. If he gets fired from the Lakers, this will hit your ego. This will hit you right here where it needs to, and you'll go where you need to go. I don't think college or high school is the spot. I respect you, OG.
He'd be great at Duke. He'd be
I,
great at Duke on that side. You kidding me?
And I think the coach that Duke got right now is 10 times better right now. Like, they need to keep Shire. He's a former player. John Shire, former player. They need to keep that nigga.
But no,
right there.
I'm not saying.
I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying.
I'm saying, right.
He said right.
What's racist? I don't know. Y'all throwing me off.
Said right. he said right.
Why? Because I say he should have been at Duke.
Because he looks like a Blue Devil. Hey, yo, listen.
Well, he played
that's
it.
part of it. That's part of JJ Redick shit.
Well, for me, I'm not really saying it for that reason, but I get it. But I'm just saying, I think that would have been a perfect fit for him. I think he would be a great college coach because he was a great college player. And I think those guys, he can them out way more than what he's trying to do in the NBA. That's just my opinion.
Our last thing, our head coach went and sat down a decade as an assistant coach after going through some shit as a head coach, right? He had LeBron, similar, different time in his career for sure. Had LeBron, got him to the finals. Came up under Pop, came up under Rick Carlisle, right? Like, played under some great guys. He had to go sit down a whole decade, damn near, to just get up to speed, get his relationships right? Because so many players come through a team over the years that you've gone to so many different relationships, right? Then get an opportunity to get a pretty decent team. He takes a team that wasn't in the playoffs for 16 years and got him to the playoffs. Obviously talking about Mike Brown. So yeah, we could be honest about who JJ Redick is right now. But maybe that is the road that he may have to take, right? Lose this job and get humbled. Sit next to some of these guys. Really learn how to be a coach aside from, just jumping out there because I think I'm a smart guy, like y'all are saying. I understand the smugness. I'm not saying it's not true. I'm just saying, like OG said, from jump, I said, maybe, but he is skipping steps. So he may need to go back and correct some steps.
And the coach that Mike Brown replaced never took the assistant coaching job, never was an associate head coach job, never sat down for 10 years. And Mike Brown went the long route, and it looks like the Knicks are progressing like the same way, the way we're building. Even though we're frustrated, we react to every game and people bitch and moan about it. Damn, I don't know if you want to react to that. The Skip Bayless calling Luka overrated. Got a couple minutes.
I got about 5. Yeah, I definitely can respond to that.
You could do it for your. Listen, I brought up what's his name? JJ Redick. We mentioned Stephen A. Smith, and there was only one man missing from the Infinity Stones out of all the villains. Skip Bayless is back. He's back. He said Luka Doncic is overrated.
He's year 23, and the Los Angeles Lakers did not want him back. They shamed him and dared him to go into free agency and end it somewhere else. And remember, he would show up in the Clippers facility working out, and he went up to Cleveland and worked out like, I'm going to go here. I'm going to end it in Cleveland. I dare you back. I dare you back. And they said, no, we will not extend you. But you got us by the balls because you got that option, and it's your option. And if you exercise it, we're stuck with you.
Right. No trade clause.
Yeah, no trade. And what did LeBron do? He missed the first, month and a half. Yeah, 14 games. And he was just saying, screw you. I'm not going to play for a while. That's what sciatica my ass. Like
sciatica though. The sciatica. Literally, sciatica my ass.
Yeah, but I'm just not buying it. So he comes back and he says, screw you. I'll play offense, but I won't play any defense.
100%, Skip.
That's
go there. Are you going to cook him then?
Well, and so he's a career low 33 minutes a game. And by the way,
Nah, I don't need to say it, but Rashad can.
Speaking of 33, last night he was an all-time Laker.
Like, damn.
He couldn't wait for somebody to flame, just skip the flame.
Oh, for him, since he's been with the Lakers, he was a minus 33. That was the third worst of his career. Because when he's on the floor, he did okay last night. He made a few shots. You say, okay, I see that. And he had one big game. I don't know if you remember, at Philly, he scored 29 and did hit a big three with about a minute left that kind of iced it for them. So he's capable every once in a while of doing LeBron stuff. Yep. But in the big picture, they're stuck with him. And now every story I read is about how Luka and Austin Reaves have bonded. It's big brother, little brother, or whatever is going on with them. It's just weird stuff.
Very weird.
It's very weird because LeBron's the third wheel now. He's the one who's ostracized. And believe it or not, I'm no big LeBron fan, but I feel sorry for him in this situation because it just feels wrong. And it was wrong from the start. Yeah. So here he is. And he won't play defense, and his podcast partner is not going to call him out because he loves him. And he got the job because of him, like you said. So this is a mess, man. And I'm going to say it again. Luka is overrated. I know he can score, and I know he's got genius, and I know all that. But when you can't make threes at the rate he's shooting threes, and when you turn it over at the rate he's turning it over, it's hard to win with it, man. And then on top of all that, you play no defense. I think he plays less defense than LeBron does.
Yeah, he's the leader of the team, bro. Yeah, 26 years old as well.
Soon to be 41 years
old. Oh, ball. This is right up the layup. Skip done gave me the he. Come on now, Luka Doncic overrated. He feels sorry for LeBron. Is it true? You've been saying this for a long time. Is Luka Doncic overrated?
Yes. Let me first say I do not feel sorry for LeBron. That's one thing I will never agree to, right? Skip is 100% correct. I've been saying this for 3 years. And I used to be going crazy on the lives. Used to be arguing people. Now, I was wrong because I was a big Damian Lillard fan. I used to be like, Damian Lillard was better, which I was wrong. Right? And I'm fine with that. But I always say this, Fabian, AllBall TV, we all been up here arguing and having these discussions and debates for how long now, right? But you know, these guys have bigger platforms, bigger names, but we've been having these discussions. So I got to pat ourselves on the back and give us a shout out because we've always discussed these things. But I'm 100% in agreement with Skip. Luka is overrated. A lot of these guys are overrated. It's not only Luka. The game is made solely for these guys. Only. And I've never seen where, like, literally, you can just not care about defense. Not be bad like Brunson the Cat. Not care about defense. And everybody's fine with that. Never seen an era where we can just literally never, ever talk about defense. And for me, you know, let's not forget when Luka was successful, he had help. He had our guy Jalen Brunson, and he had Kyrie Irving. So this notion that Luka did it by himself and all this bullshit, no. But you know, a lot of guys overrated. But yes, Luka is definitely overrated. He makes no one better. He plays no defense. He complains all day. And does he hit big shots? Yes. Is he an NBA player? Yes. When I used to argue with guys and guys said he was better than Larry Bird and every year he's a top 3 MVP candidate, it's horseshit. The league is fit and tailored for a lot of these guys today. And I'll leave it with this. Garnett said it best. These guys could play back in the days. And it has nothing to do with physicality. But to just imagine back in the days and you know your guy ain't playing no defense. You know what they would say and do to Luka in the locker room on the court in real time? To me, that's the part that no one talks about. Yeah, you're a great offensive player, but you ain't going to play no defense. None at all. That's the part that gets me. So yes, I think Luka is very overrated. I think a lot of guys are overrated. The style of basketball today is just is trash. And Lamar Odom, and I'll leave it at this. Lamar Odom broke it down perfectly. He said, "Yo, everybody plays the same style of basketball except our Knicks. I ain't gonna throw us in that because we mix it up. Everybody does the same thing all day, every day." So yes, I agree with Skip. I've been saying it. Never was afraid to say it. Luka is very overrated. And if I was a coach or a player, I wouldn't want to coach him and I wouldn't want to play with him. Not at all. Yes, 100% overrated.
He said a lot though, Flea. Like the whole breaking down the Lakers and how do you, because we just talked about a little bit earlier, is it really Luka's team? Is LeBron going to let it go? And if you're overrated, if you agree with that, how can you take over the team, number one? And number two, just what do you think about what Skip Bayless said and what AllBall said?
I just totally agree with OG, and just in terms of how everybody looks at defense as a whole, right? We come from an era where, like, you didn't want to get scored on, and not having the guy scoring you meant something, and you wanted to make sure that you went right back at him, right? Like, these were the level of competition has changed a little bit, right? And so when we talk about these guys, a Skip Bayless, who does come from an old school era, who does come from an era where he was looking at NBA basketball from a way different competitive era, I can understand why he looks at a Luka Doncic as being overrated, because Luka is phenomenal on the offensive end. It's absolutely, you could do nothing with him on the offensive end. But in terms of him caring about his matchup and not having a good night, you don't get that from many guys anymore. You just don't. And it's not like you get it from any of your, we have to hand pick. And that's the disappointing part for me, is that we have to hand pick certain guys that actually play defense. And then you'll get guys that argue about them not playing defense. And it's like, come on. I know what I see with my own two fucking eyes. The fact that nobody in this league plays defense and I can see exactly who does, don't tell me they don't either. Because I know the guys that are giving effort. I know the guys that are trying to get stops. I know the guys that are trying to be in the right spot at the right time. I know the guys that care about, damn, I'm playing against OG tonight. I don't want him to go for 30. 20 on 20 shots, I'll live with that. But I don't want him to go for 30 on 12 shots tonight. No, he's killing me. I want to care about that. There's not enough guys to do that. Luka Doncic is not one of those guys. So I can understand the overrated term. I just think amongst his peers, in the league that it is today, Luka is not really overrated. He's great amongst these niggas today. This new age era that they got rocking right now.
That's a great point. I never heard nobody say it like that. That's a great point.
He great amongst this type of shit. But when we talk about that elite level player that's going to be competitive on both ends, he don't hit it for me. Pause. So that's where I got. That's what I have for in terms of Luka, Fabian.
This is the second team that he's on. He got traded overnight. It was a big deal because of the fashion that it was done. And we just heard a lot from Nico Harrison, who's with Nike, who's been around Kobe, Jason Kidd, and LeBron, and all the greats. And their message was he's not one of them. And he's supposed to be one of them. He has the Nike commercials. He's still with the bad Luka. Like, they have a marketing campaign for him. He has to be considered overrated in terms of, are you the premier franchise player? Like, this is not just an MVP conversation. Joker apparently doesn't care about any of these things, yet he's night in, night out considered pound for pound, beyond pound for pound, the best player in the NBA. When Giannis is healthy, he's considered that. And he plays games marketing wise, but we just never doubt them on the basketball court. And Joker's known not to play defense either. So it ain't about that for me. It's just about his game. When they compared him to James Harden, it was like, I understand it. Why do I like him more though? Because he smiles more? Because I don't know. Like, he's more unbearable to watch game in, game out than James Harden was. Like James Harden, I hated his game because he's really traveling and they're trying to convince me that this is basketball. It's like, that's not basketball. And Luka Doncic took it a step further by crying to the officials every so often. And the fact that you can't take the reins from LeBron tells me something. That's why you're overrated, because you're supposed to be LeBron at that age. They compared you to him, Larry Bird, all the greats, and all them greats. LeBron, D-Wade had to bow down to LeBron when he went to Miami. Yo, dog, we ain't gonna win this thing if you not you. It's like, enough with the shenanigans, man. You're the man. You're better than me. It's just, you want to hear me say it? Like, maybe LeBron got lucky in that case. Is LeBron supposed to do for Luka what D-Wade did for him? I don't know. But I know for a fact that this is not the first time we heard this about from that camp and from that side. Like, LeBron ain't letting the reins up.
It'd be nice. It'd show leadership. It would show that he actually has the best interests of the team and not him.
But I don't want to be inconsistent and say, you know, Jalen Brunson's a killer and he ain't gonna respect you unless you're a killer, you know. And Luka got to take that. He got to take the hold. He got to be the one that tells LeBron, JJ Redick, the front office, yo, dog, you traded for me overnight, and everybody in the world, this is known as the biggest fleece in history. You got to let me do my thing. Like, he got to throw his weight around and really be a franchise player, because the game isn't just played within that 90 feet, 94 feet, however much it is. That's not just the game. Like, Luka wants his cake and eat it too, pun intended. Because you didn't even see in that clip, Skip Bayless said he got his double chin back too. That shit was hilarious, because it's like, remember, Fleece said that when he started working out and he lost his weight, Fleece said, how long is that gonna last?
Right.
All of that.
Give yourself some credit, though. Give yourself some credit. That's not flip-flopping. You expect Brunson to do that because guys on the Knicks basketball team get stuck in the mud and they look disinterested, and Brunson has to go off and carry us at times. Even talking about when the talent wasn't where it needed to be, and Brunson had to do those things the first year, second year, third year. So I don't think that that's inconsistent from you if you're expecting Luka to just take the reins. No, this is a completely different situation. Talking about LeBron James. We're not talking about somebody else that is just like some ancillary piece. The name carries a lot of weight still, right? We're talking about basketball, the NBA. It is what it is. The name still carries a lot of weight. If LeBron publicly came through or whatever, and we get remnants and hear that he's like, yo, me and Luka had to have a conversation because this thing ain't going the way it needs to go. And to right the ship, I need to let him know, like, hey, you remember when you remember these stories about D-Wade and myself? Like, I think we may need to have that type of conversation. I don't know how he says it, but it would be nice of him to do that, because it just puts the best interest of the best player on your team, and it's the best interest of the team. You know that the team will be better if you let Luka know and empower Luka, like, yo, this is your show, baby. I'm just along for the ride till I say it's time to get the fuck up out of here. Or maybe you tell me it's time to get the fuck up out of here. You got to empower him to let him know this is my shit. I don't think that he's doing that right now, and that's causing some friction. I don't know.
That's very unpopular. This Luka thing is bigger than basketball. It's a color thing. They are thirsty for a white guy to take the reins after Larry Bird. See the difference between Larry Bird and every other white guy? Larry won. Larry won MVPs, championships, finals MVPs in a game dominated by black men. Luka Doncic is not doing it. And I've said this for years. They are forcing Luka Doncic on us. They are making the game easy for him, and it's not working. Luka said it himself. Yo, this is easier than we'll win, motherfucker. Win. You can't win. This shit ain't easy. We are so thirsty at the society. They want. Remember, you couldn't get it with Dirk. Why KG and them niggas was there? Luka ain't gonna never win MVP. I don't care how many first NBAs he has. Think about how great people say Luka is And it's very possible that he will never win an MVP. He will never be the best player in the NBA, and he will never win a championship. So now what are we talking about? This shit is bigger than basketball. I think they want that magic bird thing. And they're trying to get it with Luka because that shit is money. And it's not working. He doesn't have it. He doesn't play defense. He's not funny. He's not charismatic. He ain't no dog. I don't care what nobody say. He's a dog. You heard how people talked about him. Niggas ain't talking about Luka like that. We up here going, he's overrated. As much as people could not have Larry in whatever conversation, nobody never said he was overrated. For me, I just think with the Luka thing is way bigger than basketball, and he's dropping the ball. He signed with Jordan, like you said, has all the promotion in the world. People are trying to pop him up as much as possible, and he's dropping the ball, and he's falling short every season. And I think, my opinion, is getting to him. Because listen, these guys don't want that pressure, and that's the difference between the Kobe's, the Mikes, the Birds, the Magics, the Kareems, the greats, the Tim Duncans, they wanted that pressure. These niggas don't want that pressure, bro. Niggas don't want to win. They want to win with the bank account. They don't want to win on the court. Niggas don't want that pressure. Like I said, just imagine Luka playing back in the days alongside of Jordan or Kobe. Luka playing with Kobe Bryant. He's allowed to not play no defense.
It don't work like that. It don't work
Hit
like
me. So, listen, man, we got to start being honest. These niggas is overrated. Listen, it's a list. However many names in the league, we could probably go with half. When I say overrated, I'm just saying for what we prop them up to be. People argued me and told me Luka's better than Larry Bird. So if we going by that shit, yes, he's fucking overrated. For me, listen, man, until these dudes understand what the game really means, until these dudes fall in love with the game again, this is what's going to happen. Yes, but it's bigger than basketball, and they're trying to find that guy. They're trying to do it with Cooper Flag. Y'all see it. Trying to do it with Cooper Flag, but you know what's ruining that party? Nice. And VJ. I know what I'm talking about. They trying to do the same thing with Cooper. And no, I'm not saying he's not nicely. Hear me out. I'm not saying he's not nice. Yeah. I'm saying they are trying to overhype, make these guys what they trying to make them something else. We gonna keep ruining the party because it's very possible Cooper don't win Rookie of the Year.
But I think that's where like Cooper Flag looks like he got some dog in him. Cooper Flag looks like, I'm saying he got some Americanized swagger to him. Wemby is out here for the kill. I'm going to make Chet my enemy. I'm not going to talk to him. Listen, you can say whatever you want, but that's a part of it. I really believe, I've always believed that
that's
all
your
of
question?
us, real quick, all of us, it's like, that's why we respect other dudes, and I always relate things to, if you were younger and you were courting women, and there's a thing about us that you come up clutch. Clutch is a real thing, and making history is a real thing. That's why what you're saying, whether you agree or disagree about Larry Bird, because I could argue Bird had the Celtics and they ran an organization a certain way. I can say all that all I want to, but he has too many moments where he wanted to make history. That shit is not easy. I'm not saying I'm built for it. But what I'm saying is that I don't know if Luka's built for it. Because like you said, when you mention those names, there's a reason why it's a GOAT list. That's why we kind of like with LeBron, it's like, even with Shaq, it's like, yo, you should have been the GOAT. But there's something to trying to live up to. That's why we respect Kobe. Me personally, I respect Kobe day in, day out. Because you know what he told T-Mac. Yo, dog, I'm going to go down in history. Like, I'm going to be better than Mike. And that's a crazy, and to have that, he's a lunatic. Luka ain't crazy enough is my point. You're not crazy enough, bro.
Let me just make this last point. You know, I'm an old head and I be forgetting. That's why sometimes when I cut y'all off, because I don't want to forget. And this is no knock to Cooper Flag. And really, I just want him to understand. I'm not saying Cooper or Luka can't play or is not good. But hear what I'm saying. Look what they did to us with Luka, when he got drafted. They already put in our brain how great he was. Oh, he was a pro since 15 and he was playing against grown men and right? But y'all do forget it was still KD and LeBron and Curry, and it was still some great guys in the league. But they already tried to program us, right? What they did with Cooper Flag. We have to be honest. I'm not saying Cooper's not a dog. I'm not saying he's not going to be a good player in the NBA. But all that hype he got, where was that hype for VJ and Queen? You see them in the NBA today? They look just as good. Bro, listen, they are thirsty for that. But it's going to be somebody that's going to ruin the party. Because, once again, the love for the game. These guys don't understand the game. It's a new world, social media, all this bullshit. They are not in love with the game. They are in love with everything else. And back in them days, them old heads, they loved the game. It was pride on both ends of the floor. So no knock to Cooper. You guys have great careers. But you're not going to sit there and tell me Cooper Flag was the best player in the draft. I did a whole thing. Remember, Fabian? NBA draft. What I said, take Dylan Harper. You see what he doing over there in San Antonio? Because it ain't flashy. They winning. And when you hear how guys talk about him, you see VJ, you see the kid Queen. I said Queen was probably the best player in the draft. Baby Joker. Bro, we know what we talking about up here, but it's bigger than basketball. They are thirsty to find that Larry Bird, Magic Johnson thing because it's great for the NBA in this business. At the end of the day, these dudes ain't got that. They don't want that smoke. Like I said, man, Larry Bird ain't want the smoke. What Bird used to say? The total opposite of Magic. You could tell his sacrifice. He was injured, never shorted the game. Bro, these dudes, listen, these dudes don't want it, and it's okay, right? But we have to start being honest. That's why I don't put none of these guys with the greats. I've been saying this. I've been on social media almost 4 years. Fabian, am I lying? How many times I used to argue on live? I'm not putting none of these guys with the greats. No, I'm not. Because we watch the game and we see the difference. They don't love the game. They don't care about the game. Y'all guys are blatantly giving up night in and night out. Y'all disrespecting y'all coaching staff. Y'all are disrespecting the fans of the organization night in and night out. You niggas is getting fans kicked out of games. Y'all can't take criticism. This shit is deeper than basketball. You niggas is BITCHES, man. Straight up. Straight up. Imagine what the other dudes was hearing back in the days. Can you imagine what Garvest they saw Will Chamberlain and Bill Russell was hearing? Reaves and them? Are you kidding me? Can you imagine what Mike was hearing when he came to the Garden and was kicking our ass? Can you imagine what Dennis Rodman was hearing? What his antics off the court? Niggas is too sweet. Yeah, percent overrated.
Stacks Tom indifferent. That's the kid's name. I heard comparisons to like they were trying to be like I ain't trying to say he's Mike, but Darren Peterson, they shut him down. I was trying to watch him too. I'm gonna watch some tape on him now. I don't know what happened to him, but they say he was super nice, old boy out of Kansas. He's saying, I don't know what's going on tomorrow because there's a lot. Appreciate y'all sticking around. Ball flea.
The Knicks play tomorrow.
So we definitely going on. So we definitely coming on. I just I like all these topics to be honest, because it kind of reminded me of going live and on IG and just being able to talk about ball, how we want to talk about basketball. And you know, it's not, there's a reason why we are this passionate about it. Like everybody else, like that's why the JJ Redick thing pissed me off. I'm like, yo, dog, if you ain't got it, you ain't got it. And it ain't easy, like you said. But we all love the game. You ain't the only one in this world that loves basketball. It ain't that easy. And you know, you embarrassing a damn supporter. You fucking prick, JJ Redick.
Before we go, see, God rest his soul, what Kobe Bryant was hearing from the fan. He was having his problems off the court. You ever seen him point somebody out and get them kicked out of the game?
What I always said, oh boy, there's nobody, I don't care, only Bill Russell and them. You got to go back to that. Nobody was under the same pressure as Kobe Bryant at that time. He got Shaq traded, caught the kick. They went crazy on Jason Kidd and Paul Pierce out here. Like, these guys, they don't have fun with it.
These niggas is they are walking. They are going to get security and pointing out the fans and getting them kicked out. And you niggas is the strongest and tallest athletes in the world.
So tomorrow I'm gonna play that. Remind me to play that. I gotta copy it because there's a Gilbert Arenas has an ill clip. It's a girl from Basketball Wives. Actually, I know her name. Evelyn Lozada. But it's a dope clip that he said, like, yo, the AAU thing killed it, but he goes more deep into it. And I'd love to hear y'all reaction because, yo, now we got more people in the building. We could tap back into how we used to really talk about this and get to the root of all this. Because everybody is now saying what was Jalen Brunson just said AAU was ruining bad. That shit is horrible. Now everybody's saying it, but Gilbert Arenas broke it down. I'm just like, oh, I never even knew that. And he's out loud about it. Remember, he talks. That's why I respect Gilbert Arenas. He be talking like he got nothing to lose, and he's caked up.
Hey, listen, you know, that's what I say. When Gilbert is serious and he really, ain't with the antics. Listen, he dope. He got one of the best platforms, but sometimes it's just the Lake and LeBron glaze be too out of control. But I get it for clicks and views, and you gotta, but. Listen, man, at the end of the day,
I never thought anyone would have gave a shot to Skip Bayless, and I thought it was ill. I just want to see Skip Bayless more comfortable and not act like one of them might snuff him because he's the king of all trolls. And look how he broke that down with Luka. And it's like he does his homework. He trolls, but he means that shit. And I just want to see diversity. I want to see us speak real shit. Because everybody else is out here looking for the same kind of love you get on the basketball court. You want the bread, but you really don't want to talk like this and put people on.
Yeah, but I'm not, just real quick, I'm not surprised Gilbert gave Skip because Gilbert is smart. Much as we can say whatever we want, Gilbert understands the business. He understands this is entertainment. So I'm definitely not surprised. I'm surprised more, platforms didn't give Skip, some shine as far as, just YouTube, because listen, Skip is still Skip no matter how we feel about him. Yeah, he's going down the drain and, things have not been looking too good since, his departure, but Skip is still Skip and he still, knows how to, go viral and get those topics. So, I'm not surprised Gilbert did that because Gilbert knows what he's doing when it comes to that. Straight up. The dude Anton something that you always told me about his platform.
Anton,
he had a little riff with King in him with the little shit, but he broke down how smart Gilbert is. You know what I'm saying? And that's not the first person I've heard say how smart Gilbert is when it comes to this social media thing. So I'm definitely not surprised at all because Gilbert is looking. He understands, bro. Shock value. He understands entertainment. He understands what it takes. Like, yo, this shit is about views and numbers. So definitely not shocked.
No, but that I don't. Maybe he crossed his T's and dotted his I's because he was cool with Shannon. I don't know how they felt about each other. He's cool with Stephen A. Smith. I don't know how. I'm just saying that's a real political world. And if Skip really did damage like that and he put himself out there to just, I'm gonna put you on my show, put you on my platform. Because I still think Skip is ill. I always thought he was ill. He would just latch on to the crazy. Like I have a bunch of crazy takes sometimes. And if you run with it, like to be able to perform the way Skip Bayless did every morning was hilarious.
As long as Skip has his Magic Johnson, be fine. That's how I look at it.
He doesn't have one right now.
But he had one. That he's on that show with Gilbert. Remember, as long as he got somebody to debate with, Skip is fine. Him by himself, horrific. As long as he got that person sitting across from him or aside from him, and he can speak his mind and debate, he'll be fine. And to me, that's you got to find your niche, and that's just what it is. That's your niche. Debate with because he's always going to say something off the wall. He's always going to not agree with you, and as long as you can, that's what it is. Big shout out to all of them.
Ball suckers.
We live.
Big Flea, never the little one.
So tomorrow, I don't know who we play.
God, you ain't looking too bad. Yeah.
The Hawks, 8 p.m. Wow.
You know that's Atlanta, right?
In ATL.
Love the start. Yeah.
8 p.m. is crazy. You want to go live during the game again? Make sure we conclude early enough.
I mean, that might have to be I mean, it's a Saturday night. I mean, like I gotta wake up early Sunday, so let's just see. We'll talk tomorrow, see how we do it. Either way, it don't matter.
Yeah, 8 p.m. is wild, K-Dot. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Could have been anywhere else, but you were here with us. Mañana. AllBall TV. They scared, but I'm not. They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.